Good job, King.
Queso Gigante. Mad Yi thinks it's tier 1, 39 months. Hey, would you miss? Good meme. Did this just start with starting soon in the upper left? Good meme. Corn is so back. This is the haul. We're pulling it in. Trawling. Big translator. Bilinguale. Giver 7 thanks for the watch streak, 5 in a row. Not bait. Not bait. Are we baiting? I could do a little bait man. Kick things off. It's kind of hype, right? Some people asked for the track. It is Ultra Kill game Tenebroso Sangui. As for how to spell that, fuck if I know. Yo, Partner Get trailer. Anyway, happened a few weeks ago, but I felt like I wanted just a little more hype for the intro. How you guys doing this fine evening? As per the poll that I put up in Discord, about alternative streams while we wait for information. Got some...
Sophisticated.
Ooh.
Relaxing.
Hold on.
Kind of invigorating. Everybody doesn't appreciate it like we connoisseurs do.
HG Arcade, thanks for being a connoisseur. 10 tier 1 gifties to the Twitch. Appreciate it. HeyWoah ventures outside at 10k followers hype. I don't normally take requests, but I appreciate it in any case. Thanks a lot for the 10 gifters on
Good
Twitch.
job,
Appreciate it.
King.
As well as Lemon on Rye, thanks for the tier 1 for 44 months. You heard a 420 month streak and you ascend to demonhood. Confirm, deny. I'm not at liberty to say, but good luck working on it. I appreciate it in any case. You know what? There's just no downside. If you have a 420 month streak, you will have watched a lot of my stuff. Isn't that reward enough? Yeah, they made Demon Princes great again. Big. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, I was doing a bit. Yeah, as per the announcement I put in Discord for people to vote on their, just to gauge excitement, interest level for alternative streams, you know? And it was like, play a game of Spearhead, a tier list of all the years for video game releases to figure out which year was the best for all video games, you know, stuff like that. Play EverQuest. So tonight we'll be doing an EverQuest stream. Yeah, I don't know. No, we'll be going over all the info. By all means, join the Discord as long as you can read. That's the hurdle. We have erected a wall, and to climb the wall you must be able to read. But go ahead and collect. We're collating. We're collecting all the information from all the people who have NDAs that are now kind of half allowed to talk about it, not fully. But yeah, we're working on just grabbing it from all sorts of places and kind of putting it in a place. A bunch of Word docs, a bunch of pictures, all the rest. It's in the channel Giga News and Leaks, if anyone gives a shit. Minigun Lover, same, dude. Miniguns are sick. Thanks to Big Prime for 3 months. Appreciate it. Excited to play Dave's to Slarkness this weekend. Hey, you might enjoy yourself. The army looks pretty sick. Reddit looks kind of nice. I mean, Slaves to Darkness. Reddit results may vary greatly. EverQuest 1, of course, Alex Butler. I played EverQuest 2 for 1 month, and then World of Warcraft came out, and that was the end of that chapter. Yeah, Giga channel. Yeah, the token straight in Vishojo. You know, Giga News and Leaks is our channel for collecting, you know, leaks and info and stuff from elsewheres. I don't have insider information personally. Well, I do now, but I didn't have to sign an NDA. Somebody just told me some stuff, which I will now relay to you. As for a source,
Why don't you back it up with a source? My source is that I made it the fuck up.
anyway, sources trusted. But it wasn't too much. Anyway, I'm not one of those content creators that signs an NDA and gets stuff early and plays nice. I'm one of the content creators that would rather just speak my mind. And if someone shows me something, I will instantly leak it. But they know that. I inform them ahead of time. And so, if I'm ever the one to leak some huge thing, know that it will have been shown to me after I told them that if I'm shown it, I will simply... So really, the responsibility is on them. Don't feed the bears, you know. Anyways, that's how that works. You're living in bliss. Ogre's finally getting fun and good rules. Yeah, whoever wrote the faction focus. So, you remember that I did the hype tier list, right? The tier list of hype for the faction foci. I kept that on my other monitor over here so that we could, after looking at all the indexes in full, redo the tier list and be like, how hype is it now? How hype was it after the article Now how hype is it after we know everything? And in this way, based on the delta between those two, we could a little bit maybe grade the quality of the faction focuses. I'm already more excited about ogres than I was after reading the article. That was a poor article by all measure. I don't think ogres are going to be like amazing or anything, but they look possibly fun to play, which is all I mean, that's all I ever ask for. For the vast majority of Age of Sigmar, ogres have been a 3-2 army at best for the most part. I'm fine with that. Sometimes they're 2 and 3. I don't care, as long as they're fun. I almost kind of don't even like it when they're really good, because then you get bandwagon, get out of here, you know. Eisenstein, thanks for the tier 1, brand new. Thanks for the tier, appreciate it. The buck stops elsewhere. You are right, good meme. Have you played Doom? But of course, yeah. I played the shareware version of Doom, and then I used the United States Postal Service to send a little card with some money in it to get mailed the floppies required to install Doom 1, as was the style at the time. And then I played Doom 2, and I rather liked it, particularly the super shotgun. And then I played Doom 3. The engine was very impressive, didn't really like the game that much, gonna be honest. And then Doom 16 was a shock. A system shock. I couldn't believe that they made a good Doom game. Ahem, pardon me. And then Doom Eternal was a little too busy. A little too much story and stuff. It was good, but maybe a little too far in the gamey kind of direction. I don't know how to describe it. Anyway, I liked it. I'll buy the next one and I'll play it. Anyway, World of Weebcraft, great question. Use the mail stuff in for games? Yes, sir. You see this in the back? You probably can't see it. It's a giant poster. You could send away for that thing Mike Ditka's Power Football for the Sega Genesis. 8 megs of power. 16, even. Can you pay Medbay BGM right now? No, I only have one Doom on the stream deck lined up. I only got that one. I got that one on a button, but that's it. Check out the Thunderdust toss damage. 5 damn. I think only 3 attacks, which is incredibly small. But the thing is, Thunder Tusks are capable of doing damage now, which is big. Before, if you work out the math on it, a Thunder Tusk had, like, the most likely outcome against the 4-up save was literally 0 damage. And so it's like, well, why? Who cares if they strike last? The thing doesn't do anything, right? Now it requires you to get lucky, as most of the army hits on 4s, right? But you can swing the thing around, swing the hammer. Has HeyWoah gone through Slaves of Darkness yet? I haven't gone through shit. We're on the walk stage. I don't know how I'm gonna do that. So, like, when the full indexes come out, that's when we'll do the, 76-hour stream, and then I die, and then it's a stream once I'm resuscitated from in the hospital. We'll just continue it. It'll be like an extended commercial break for a real quick schedule, real quick heart attack, real quick migraine, code blue. We'll come back, These we're just kind of reviewing. I'm clicking through all the stuff that we're acquiring. We don't have it all. And we'll just look out. We'll look around it. HeyWoah technically goes outside. Yeah, a little bit, yeah. Well, from my door to the ambulance, right? And then from there to the hospital. So mostly still inside. Hospital stream, let's go. All you can really hope is that your faction is playable. Yeah. Yeah. We got Archon and Eternus. I saw a few people whose NDAs lifted did a little bit of light man reads book. They seem to be on a pretty tight leash there. Gone are the... I keep sneezing. Pardon me, I just cleaned the bathroom. So my entire body is filled with chlorine. Or whatever the cleaning solution is. Apologies. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, a lot of the NDA people, they're on a tighter leash than we are used to in years past. Gone are the days a man reads book where he just posts it straight up for easy print screening, the entire book's cover to cover. A hero, you know. But you aren't quite supposed to do that anymore. So we get what we can. You wonder how the NDA reads that people have shown some cards, some books, but not all? Like that must be a fine line to walk? Yeah. From what I've gathered, I don't know if this is explicitly stated, but it seems like they're not supposed to give you everything so that you can play the game. They're just supposed to give you like teasers and stuff. And nobody's supposed to do points yet. Can't do points yet. That was a big thing. Because if you can do points, then you can kind of play the game, right?
Good job, King.
Does it seem like there's a specific big spoiler that folks are obscuring? Yeah, points. Points into giving you everything, you know. The battle regiments and stuff like that. They're just not supposed to. But that's the agreement they signed. I'm not going to ask them to break their agreement. It's cool if they do. We'll like them. But Games Workshop won't. And they said they wouldn't, so. Unlive things tier 1. 30 months. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Good
exactly.
job, King.
Yeah, exactly 1/8 of the rules. Femong things tier 1 as well. Elden Ring DLC is fantastic, and now it's time for big AOS news. I heard the Elden Ring DLC was good. In Discord, one of my mods has been basically beating the thing. And everyone was collectively laughing. Pointing and laughing at the people that were complaining that it was too hard. Because it's like, I don't know, man, you bought a Dark Souls game. Shit's famously hard. You asked for it. They asked you what kind of spice level you wanted in your chimichangas, and you said 5 out of 5, and then they gave it to you. All right. I think a lot of people interact with FromSoft games thusly. I'm gonna play a game that is purported to be very hard. But how I'm going to play it is essentially just straight copying some cheesy-ass, broken-ass build that makes the game easy. But then I will posture about how I'm playing a difficult game. And then when I'm forced to play the game in its real difficulty, like by playing Sekiro, or playing the DLC before anyone finds a broken build for me to use, now it's too hard and I'll complain. To me, I think that whole paragraph in brackets is why a lot of people be complaining online. Anyway. Thanks for listening to my TED Talk. Time to ship Rob the Honest Warhammer all the rules so you could read the book. I mean, surely people have showed him everything as of a long time ago. Man's got octopus minions everywhere doing his bidding. for free. A lot of people have been doing AMAs, yeah, which seems to be what is allowed. AOS Coach did an AMA. I sat in his Discord for that one. Hellstorm Wargaming or whatever did an AMA. I sat in that one. There was one or two others. I have my own Warhammer hero to talk about, but maybe I'll save it for when we're just doing the thing, you know, because then it has a higher chance of getting clipped in there. You've come for the goods? Well, join the Discord. I got my own. Our Discord is big. It's big enough so that we've earned a special link. It's just discord.gg/HeyWoah. No funny business, no weird numbers at the end. We're in the big time, I guess. Anyway, feel free to join it. You can't see the spoilers channel until you solve the riddle, which involves reading. But anyway, please enjoy. The Age of Man reads book is over. Now is the Age o' Orcs reads book, yeah. And quick flash books. It's the TikTok of books, I guess. Our savior from Spain, our Spain Vior. Anyone seen Archon? Yeah, yes, we have Archon. Classified. We got it. I will be showing it later. Or I'll be showing the notes based on a translation or something. We got duct tape and baling twine we're operating on until next week for the real indexes. Does it seem like the big god models will be required for competitive army lists for 4E? You don't really like the Everqueen, but she seems so strong to not want to take her every time. Points will be the answer to that, I think. And I don't think so. Obviously it depends, right? Because in Daughters of Cain, for the entire lifetime of that army, if you weren't playing with Marathi, you were purposefully underpowering yourself to try to make a point or something. Like, they're for better or worse, and I think at times for worse, go Marathi or go home. In 4th edition, it seems like Big Oosh in Flesher to Quartz might be a little closer to auto-include because of the way he allows you to get heroic deed points or whatever those are called. But not quite. There's a lot of other stuff you could get otherwise. Anyway, it seems kind of all over the place, but what they want is for it to be a choice. I talked to Matt Rose, you know, because we hang in a Starbucks line in a convention center, and he said that their intent, and this is important whenever game designers are talking about stuff, it's important that they tell you their intent because that's their goal. And then whenever they meddle with stuff, they're kind of moving towards that direction. So if it's not true, they're working to make it true, right? Anyway, so what he said was our intention is for big centerpieces to be viable, but not mandatory. And that's essentially a quote from him. And so if it is the case right now, you can expect that they will be trying not to make that the case moving forward with whatever tweaks or point changes, or when the battle tome comes out, it's different or something like that. So thinking long term, I don't know, you're probably safe. Points will be the answer to a lot of these leaks. Yeah, I mean, still, like, points are going to make or break everything, right? All of our Stonehorn essentially lost. They're essentially twice as easy to kill. A 5-up ward roughly gives you double the hit points, for the most part. And so losing that, and yeah, we got the little dinky thing that ignores a blip or two per phase, and that's underrated, I will say. It's just not underrated when you're talking about a 5-up ward, right? So all of our monsters essentially had their life totals cut in half, and their movement reduced by 4. And so one could expect their points to go down, right? So one could expect their points to go down. If Frostwood on Stonehorn is 500 points, then he sucks. If he's 200 points, then he's probably criminally undercosted. Just, you know, all we can do still is be like, well, feels like this, looks like this, seems like this. We're still in that soup until the indexes come out. And even when the indexes come out, it's still essentially a first impression. And then people get to build armies and take them to tournaments. And then everyone looks and sees who wins those tournaments and with what lists. And then the metagame starts to, and only then are we like, okay, this shit sucks. But we can still feel feelings, right? Anyway, Monday we're getting points. They said. Backside of the TV, good name, as always. Thanks to Big Prime as well. Let's get it. Green Mountain _ thanks to tier 1 for 7 months. Appreciate it. Ale Beard, thanks to tier 1, 31 months. Big Oosh, yeah. Big Oosh. New Wargaming had an Oziark versus Ironjawz 4th edition game, and Katakros got nerfed. But Xantos can give your non-heroes a turn of +1 attacks, which seems like a glow up. The cavalry seems to be better in OBR, which I think is going to be good. I think that's what OBR wanted. What was the main complaint in OBR? I guess there's a bunch, but units that are faster, right? Your cavalry being good. If you have to sacrifice a little from the command center, maybe so be it. Rainwalk for leaks, nice theme. Now you're thinking with portals. There's a lot of anti-ward tech out there, and nothing gets past your ignore one of phase, right? I don't think it has the ward keyword. Yeah. I'm mostly concerned about entering combat and taking 20 damage and dying. I'm less concerned about taking a D3 every 3 phases or so. That still adds up. It does. I don't want to feel like the ability sucks or anything. It's just not comparable to what it used to be. But a lot of people lost stuff. It's fine. What did we get in return? Unlike the faction focus, the information that we're looking at, the answer is something. Which is all I was looking for. Dadbod Napgod thinks it's Big Prime. Got a new harvest. Oh, nice. Big. Despite everything, you were just hoping you can make a 2,000 point list without needing to get more stuff. For Slaves to Darkness, don't care if your niche Chaos Warriors and Night Spam isn't good, you just don't want to meddle with another purchase. From what I saw, Chaos Warriors good, but still doing the job they used to do, which is not dying and grinding people down. Night Spam looks better. Night Spam looks better. Chaos Chosen, still good, and for anyone concerned, because Slaves to Darkness looked pretty good. You saw the faction focus. It was one of the most hyped faction foci. And you're wondering, damn, what about Chaos Chosen, though? Still good. They got Crit Mortal. They got Crit Mortal on their 2 damage weapons. Chaos Chosen are marked safe. And now they can get 3d6 charges because of that spell, which doesn't only target cavalry anymore, it targets anything. Bingo, BTFO. It's going to be good. You lost some rune wards, which was your big downgrade, I suppose, in Slaves to Darkness. But, I don't know, a lot of people lost their wards. I lost my wards. My apes stolen my wards. Megrat 2 thanks to the Sorcerer Supreme tier on YouTube. I appreciate it for 3 months. So far, Orcs, Khorne, and Daughters are the fightiest armies in the game, which is as it should be. Orcs, Khorne, and Daughters. It depends on how you define fightiest. Does fightiest just mean top damage, or does it mean dish it out and take it? You know, roughing them up. Getting stuck in. Because if we're talking top damage, word on the street is Cruel Boys are a problem. Word on the street is Cruel Boys got one of those Gloomspite Gets 3rd edition battle tomes. One of those things where they sucked for the whole game, and then the new battle tome came out, and maybe their cup overfloweth ever so slightly. which everyone in the world will be completely cool with because of how bad they were forever for exactly 2 weeks, and then they'll start to get sick of it. And then they'll get nerfed a little bit, but I imagine they'll still be fine. Gut Ripper's looking good. Possibly the highest damage unit in the game. At least that anyone takes, according to source. According to playtester's source. Ahem. It wasn't maybe. I'm trying to use certain lingo, but yeah, it's a lot. Is there enough info to judge spamming more Beheg Knights and Fleshy Accords? I'll look. I'll see if we have FEC. I'll look at it. What changed on Gut Rippers? We'll look at it. We got it. We got it here. I'm just going on a little walk, you know, but the walk will be a short one today. Apologies. We're trying to chill out here, but there's a bunch of stuff. If you want to hit fast forward on this live broadcast, in my Discord we do have all the stuff that I'll be talking about in the Giga channel. If you just want to download pictures and fuck off, by all means, go ahead. Also interested in Nighthaunt, waiting to buy some more. Wait, can you explain why or how Gut Rippers are the most damaging unit in the game? Nope, because it wasn't explained to me. It was just said as a matter of fact. They're like, you will take 1,000,000 mortal wounds, sorry, mortal damage. As it was explained to me, a full, like a, what is it? A reinforced unit of those guys plus buffs will kill anything in the game. Just melted. And leave a 6-foot hole in the ground of the exact outline of that person's body ready for a coffin. I don't know how they do it. They didn't explain it. They were just like, yeah, in my playtesting. It's the most terrifying unit. You just want to know if you should blow 95 quid on a Talia V Manticore to chaos it up into a Sorcerer Lord. Yeah, that's something I've, you know, you would think that's common, but not a terrifically large amount of people were ready to swipe the credit card to do it, but it's a great idea, Ash Clayton. Because it is a Manticore. As always, don't spend money until you've seen the full rules and you've tested it out. Try before you buy. But it is a good idea for a hobby project, for sure. CSL is look what they did to my boy meme. Lost the best warscroll spell in the game. Chaos Sorcerer Lord on foot. Oh, I haven't seen what Chaos Sorcerer Lord on foot does. Yeah, he had a great war scroll spell and an ability. Goonhammer is a place to look for some articles with a bunch of writing. If you're looking for that. Anyway, shall we start looking over stuff? It's a lot of it is going to be first time I see it as well, because there was simply too much. I was spending most of the day just kind of collecting stuff and herding and wrangling other people that were collecting stuff. And so it'll be first time for me to see as well.
Good job, King.
Catfish 666, thanks to Big Prime for 12 months. Appreciate it. And Bloodbath and Beyond for 29. In retrospect, in your opinion, what was the least fun army to play against? That's easy. It's first edition Sylvaneth. Nothing is close. First edition Sylvaneth. Least fun army to play against in all of AOS's history. Second place, first edition Tzeentch. Anyway, good question. It's about the nicest thing anyone has said about the Goonhammer articles. Do people not like Goonhammer? I don't read articles or like go to the, I don't have much experience with them, to be perfectly honest. I don't know if there's something people like or not. Here the day is King Questo, or Queso, yeah. King Queso Gigante, who was in both AOS Discord and mine, or AOS Coach's Discord and mine, translating from DKHM, Spanish channel that got to put their stuff up a little early on account of time zones. I think I've rated that guy once or twice, even though they don't speak English. Every time there's like a big Warhammer reveal at a weird hour, I would stream the bingo reaction to it, and then half of the time they would be also talking about the rules, and I'm like, oh, finally somebody else talking about the gameplay, instead of just painting something. I think I rated them once or twice. Can't understand a word they're saying, but I like the cut of their jib in a sense. Who doesn't like Goonhammer? I don't know. I guess I really just don't know anything about it. I don't really read articles that much on the AOS sites. Spear and Fang, wait a sec. You said Cruel Boy's Gut Rippers looked like they had the most damage output. Can you please elaborate? No. How? Unsure. That's what the playtester told me. He didn't explain how exactly they did it. He was just saying that against Cruel Boys, they got some big block with some buffs on it, and it'll kill anything in the game. Don't even bother rolling. Kind of terrified of it. How and why? What's the math behind it? Don't know. Just telling you what they told me. Maybe we'll see. We do have a Cruel Boy document in Giga, so perhaps we'll peruse that, and the pieces will start to make sense, but, we'll see. Seems very hard to imagine making a Slaves Darkness army without at least one Demon Prince. It's possible that the most optimized list might not have one, but if that's true, then I don't want to live in that world, because it looks like a fun unit. Rolling on the table over and over is fun. And so if I was playing the army, I'd play one or two of them. Fuck it. Unless they're like crazy expensive or something, I'm not sure. One thing that people didn't notice, or perhaps could have missed, is that the Demon Princes make you roll, or not the Demon Princes, but the Eye of the Gods table itself. You can roll on it if you're a unique named. Any unit can roll on it. So Belakor can spin the wheel for himself. Archon can spin the wheel. You would think it would be limited to non-unique, because that's how all the other armies are written, but slaves, you get to have fun. Sounds good to me. Casino noises intensify. I like the sound of it. Yeah, any unit be Rendhaven, or upgrade their 6-up to a 5-up. That's double effectiveness. Or whatever, what have you. Cruel Boy answers, Sludge Raker on a 2-up gives the unit +1 damage if it has crit mortals. Combine that with the 5-up crits on a 20 block of Gut Rippers, and you have 41 attacks. Every 5-up is doing 2 mortal wounds. Jesus. Hey, alright. It's simple. Just don't get hit. It's simple. Just don't get hit. That sounds like a cunning plan to me.
Twitch Prime.
Live at HeyWoah on Twitch, almost somewhere on the Discord. Yeah, somewhere on the Discord. In the Giga News and Leaks channel. Disaster Plan, thanks for the Prime for 10 months. Appreciate it. Move 5 and also tissue paper. That is a glass cannon, sir. Top to bottom. 27 mortals on average. Bruh. Yeah. And, I mean, they put the cannon and the glass in glass cannon. They are both. If you're going to be a glass cannon, you better have the cannon half of it, right? Also, no talking in Giga, just post like leaks and pictures and stuff. We're trying to keep that channel tidy of discussion, which can happen in other channels. You know, we're just trying to do our laundry here. And attempt to see if the thing that you're posting has already been posted. At your mercy. Slogoth gives a run and charge or now. Sounds kind of good to me. Glass cannon, that's a cannon that shoots glass at you. Sure. The first time you played Cruel Boys, they felt super strong because your opponent rolled really hot and you thought they were OP, but then they never rolled that well again. Ahem. Apologies, it was 7 a.m. You'll do better. I wasn't talking about you. Maybe I was. I don't know. It's fine. Not a big deal. I'm mostly looking for people to not continuously do it after they know. Also, we have the roadmap. They've told us the roadmap. Monday, the 8th of July. Key rules and battle profiles. What they mean by battle profiles is points. That's what they mean. So Monday is points next week. Tuesday, the 9th of July. Every order army. Just thrown out there. Every order army. How many order armies are there? 9. That's a lot to go over. That's a lot to go over. It's going to be a long week. Let me point. Yeah, exactly. Wednesday, the 10th of July, is Chaos. All 6 of them. Thursday, the 11th of July, is Death. All 4 of them. Damn, that's a lot fewer. And finally, Friday the 12th, Destruction. All 4 of them. Technically 5. In a certain way. Because orcs, right? But, they're in the same book. They're in the same book, but they're separate armies. We won the battle, and the war is a draw or ongoing. I don't know. Mostly we should rejoice that Big Wah is gone. And Soup is gone. They won't be probably getting their own separate battle tomes, which is a shame. But at least they're their own armies instead of just a giant soup can where you take the 4 best units out of 2 different armies and then just leave the armies themselves to languish. And then Monday the 15th is Regiments of Renown, Legends, and Rosters. Whatever. Maybe it's enough for a show. We'll see. 76-hour HeyWoah dies VOD. Let's go. I thought next Thursday was the 13th. But that is wrong. Okay. Good thing I checked. You don't think they'll separate tomes? I hope they do. They should. I don't know if they will. What does rosters mean? Not sure. Maybe lists of every, Maybe legends and rosters are just the same thing. It's like Beasts of Chaos and Sarcosanct and stuff. Oh, it's Path to Glory rosters. Okay, thanks for the information. Pretty sure it's the Ironjaw's spearhead holding both armies back. That could be the case. If so, good. When they get theirs, they can have their 2 different army boxes. It's weird to put 2 separate armies in the same box. Right. It's points according to Rob. I thought that would be battle profiles. I think battle profiles is points. Maybe that's an old message from when I said the other thing. So when is Arche on 800 points again? He can go back on the shelf without remembering his scroll does. I'm going to be honest. I can't see Archeon being good this edition. They're too concerned with balance. I don't know. I think we have the war scroll. We could check. Do we have the Archeon war scroll? I think we do. Take a gander. What better way to start it off? You know? What better way to start it off than the Grand Marshal of the Apocalypse himself? Just him. How about that? BRB. And we'll get this show on the road.
Right now, you could be savoring the rich, creamy flavor of angel food ice cream. It's the extra cream in angel food that blends all of your favorite flavors so they're always smooth and creamy, never pointy. How about some rich and creamy angel food ice cream right now?
Ahem. All right. Enhance. Mr. Archeon, July 2024. We've been expecting you. 25 health, 3 up save. 14 flying move, 10 control, big controller. The full scroll. Zasha Plan, thanks to tier 1. To the community, appreciate it. The Slayer of Kangs. 4 attacks, 2s and 3s, 2, 3. Dorgar, 6 attacks, 4s and 2s, 2, 3. Companion, and his head's 3 and 2, 1, 5. 3 and 2, 1, 5. 3 attacks, huh? Alright, damage is a touch up. Right. All-out attack is going to help the companions, not going to help the Slayer of Kings. If it were switched, that would be a little better. But they wanted the role-playing of him being the best, like, fighter ever, so he has the minimum number to hit, right? Battle damaged when it has 10 or more. Reduce the claws to 4 only. It's not so bad. A lot of these battle damage things aren't so bad. One of the big bonuses that monster players are getting this edition is that battle damaged is a lot less annoying to track. First of all, you don't have to look at a goddamn table that's different. And different, sometimes even the same creature, depending on who's riding it. And they never get slower. That's huge. The downside is that big units of guys got 3-inch reach. So I consider it even or possibly advantage them. Once per battle, your hero phase the Eye of Ed Sheeran. Roll a die. This roll replaces the priority roll for the next battle round. Your hero phase. On a 1 to 3, your opponent must take it. On a 4 to 6, you must take it. It cannot be used if there's an enemy Archeon on the battlefield. Yeah, because they cancel each other out. I always thought this was a weird ability. What I guess it does is that you get to play through your whole turn with full knowledge as to how priority is going to go later. But your opponent also has full knowledge too. I don't even know if I like the Eye of Ed Sheeran. That being said, you can get some value out of this thing. Now you can double your opponent and still get the BT. Do you think that counts as taking a battle? Oh, let's see. We could cross-reference the core rules and figure out... Because the language might be when you take it or something like that, but it says they must take it. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I guess what's the difference between choosing and taking versus must take, right? It's choose, you aren't choosing. If it's choose and you're not choosing, you just have to take it, then maybe that is a way of having that be the case. Regardless of how it says it works, I can only assume that's how they mean it. Use this going second, an opponent has very little gain from the knowledge. Yeah, I think so, Saint Tiki. This isn't necessarily something you're doing if you're going first in the battle round. It's like, alright, I'm going second in the battle round, and then I pop this, and I know exactly who's winning prio, and so I can play the last turn in the battle round with full knowledge. And there isn't too much your opponent gets to do about it, because they just get to play on your turn. I think it's good. You know the difference between choosing and taking? You're in jail, by the way. Yeah. Slayer of Kings. Each time this unit uses fight, if the unmodified wound roll for 2 or more attacks made with Slayer of Kings target the same hero as 6, automatically destroyed. Still got it. No way of manipulating that. What's the chances of this? Pretty low. Will it happen to you? Yes. Will it happen when you're playing Archon against someone? No. That's how these work. That's just how it works. War Master, Unique Hero, Monster, Wizard 2, Fly, Ward 5, Ward 5. So, 25 health, 3 up, 5 up. And you still get to pick Nurgle for bonus D. The bulk. Undivided gives wound rerolls against heroes, right? Not for companion attacks, it doesn't. Remember, companion reads no fun allowed. Okay, 1984. Fun is banned. The only thing you can do to companion abilities is all out attack them. And like +1 attack on the charge if it's only for Slayer of Kings. I suppose that's a higher chance of rolling 6s, but once per turn army, any combat phase, rampage. Pick one of the following effects. Oh, we still got them. Okay. Any of these good? Pick an enemy within 6. Roll number of dice equal to the number of models in that unit, max of 7. No fun allowed. For each 3 up, inflict the mortal damage. Oh, it's for each 3 up. That's actually a pretty good horde breaker. It's actually a pretty good horde breaker. Skull Gorgia. Pick a unit in combat with this and roll die. If the roll exceeds the unit's health characteristic, 1 model is slain. And you heal X, where X is the unit's health characteristic. Not great. I suppose could be okay. Could be okay. Some like 3 health unit, you still have a pretty decent chance of killing it. Gaining 3 life when you have a 3 up, 5 up is not bad. Spell Eater, pick a manifestation within 12. On a 2 up, it's banished and inflict D3 damage to the unit that summoned it. 2 up is a pretty good. That's a pretty good roll. Ahem. Companion attacks can be affected by indirect allegiance abilities. I believe the wording is can't be affected by abilities from friendly units, I think. I believe friendly unit is in there. So if it's just printed in the battle traits section, then maybe you can make use of it. We'll have to check the tapes on that one. Friendly units, not friendly players. Okay, so if it's the player doing it, we're cool. And if it's the unit doing it, banned. Don't know what he costs, but yeah, he does a bunch of damage. He's ridiculously durable. You get to look into the future and play accordingly. Sometimes he one-shots heroes. He's got a little musical chairs of useful abilities for a rampage that works in both combat phases. And he still has undivided plus whatever you want. He's also a double Wizzy, which is good in this army because your spells are good. Simply a 5-up ward. Yeah, Wizard 2 is not nothing. You are right. A lot of wizards got powered down this edition, going down to Wizard 1, losing their casting bonuses. Casting bonuses are now quite rare. So anyway, I don't know how to feel about him because it's going to be points on him, but he's big. He doesn't have the gain value whenever your guys die. They've been paring that thing down from edition to edition. He used to use it on himself, then he couldn't, and then it was units near him, and now the ability's just gone. That being said, Fights on Death this edition would be very good. Almost terrifically good. We got like murder rolls and stuff, and even those are pretty good. And those are a huge downgrade. The Warhordes of Chaos means he can, because he is a War Master, I believe that's the keyword we're looking for. See how we got Warriors of Chaos down here. War Master. It's possible you can use him in not just Slaves to Darkness. I'm not sure. I don't have a good answer to that. Warriors of Chaos is fridge units. Yes, it is. Alright, where are we going next? Shall we just get ogres out of the way? Start in alphabetical order. Let's do it. What I have is translated document. But also I got a bunch of random images that were saved. I wonder if any of them were ogres. These are all the things, by the way, that we'll be going over later. All the little war scrolls of stuff. Oh, Archon was in there. Hey, alright. As far as ogres are concerned, become priest. Heroic traits: ignore negative modifiers to hit, wound, and control score. Heroic traits, by the way, you don't need to put on your general anymore. Can go on any hero, which is huge. It means that the, like, you know, the tax of playing some guys, your general largely evaporates. At least for this kind of thing. As I read it, this thing also affects companion abilities. It's one of those. It's one of those that does affect companion stuff. And in Beastclaw, specifically in ogres to a lesser degree, ignoring negative modifiers to hit wound is really good when everything hits on 4s, and I saw a lot of -1s to hit in 4th edition. -1s to hit are back as a metagame, which they were in 2nd edition, I would say. So this one might be nice. -5 control score for units in combat with the hero. This is actually pretty cool on both a Tyrant and a big Stonehorn or something. Because it kind of sets the Stonehorn at 15. Relatively, if they're fighting one unit. And if they're fighting more than one unit, it's kind of doubling up on all of those guys. That could be a big deal. We are pretty fragile now, so I don't know how much I trust our guys to stay alive for things like capturing after fighting in combat once or twice. But it could be kind of good. Now I will cease pretending like anyone won't take this one every time. Because there were reasons maybe to want these two, but you're going to choose this one to make your Frostsword a priest. You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. Our prayers are good now. So there it is. Artifacts. Once per battle. There's a lot of once per battle stuff. So for everybody who loved Idoneth Deepkin artifacts, that should read no one. Welcome to once per battle artifacts for almost everyone. But they're like good. That's the difference. Once per battle, no ward on enemy that you fight, so you can blast them. Once per battle, D6 mortal wounds. I think it's like 12-inch range or closer. But you use it in the shooting phase, D6 mortal wounds, and you heal that much. You can use it in opponent shooting phase as well. This one is low-key possibly good, actually. And then +1 to hit wholly within 12 hero monster. This is what the trophy rack. Do you remember the trophy rack from before? However, I will tell you now, I saw it. I saw it. Alright, dude, trust me. Trophy rack no longer works on ranged weapons. Melee only. Anyone who thought they were going to shoot stuff in an ogre army, get real. That being said, anybody who looked at the Leadbelcher warscroll at any point in the entire history of the game, including now, and thought they were going to shoot something, I mean, you were already emotionally ready not to. Iron Blaster's still good, though. Chill. Sub-factions. The Butcher one is +1 to cast. This is good, because +1 to cast bonuses are pretty rare. They took a lot of them away. Well, here, you got one back, +1 to cast. The shooting sub-faction is shoot in combat. This is trash. Because the only thing that shoots that's worth a goddamn in your army is an Iron Blaster. And allowing them to shoot in combat, that's a relatively small percentage of your army getting any sort of buff from a sub-faction. I suppose you could do it. Leadbelcher is trash. Scrap Launcher's not trash. I don't think anyone's going to play with them, because the Iron Blaster is cool. It's too cool, you know? But Scrap Launchers aren't, like, complete trash. They're just like, if hordes of guys take over the meta or something like that. +1 charge damage for monsters. That's the one that we saw in the faction focus. It's not great, because what you really would want is +1 to the roll. Because the reason trampling charge sucks now, when it was fun and good before, is because it has a 33% chance of doing 0. And it used to have like a 1% chance of doing 0. You have a huge chance of doing nothing when you charge. That's why trampling charge kind of sucks now. However, there is a silver lining, as we will get to later. So maybe don't worry about it. What's the range of IB Big Bomb? It is less. It's like 18, I think. Yeah, they took a 6-inch pay cut on the Iron Blaster. But, unlike the warscroll you saw for Spearhead, it still has the grape shot. So, it still has the better attack than the main one. Which saves the model, I think. They still got the cool ass, like, 8 attack, 2 damage grape shot one, which ended up doing more damage than the main one. You thought IV was 30 for the Long Dong? It was either, I thought it was 24 before. Either it went down to 24 or it went down to 18. It's written in this document, though, I think. People were transcribing. They didn't say. It's 6 inches less range than whatever it used to be. And yeah, they kept the close range shots, the ones that do the real good damage. And then this one is pretty much the same. We kept the D3 plus 3 as well. None of this D6 damage. Anyway, Iron Blaster good. That's like the long and short of it. And then the other one is -1 to hit from shooting attacks if you're near a Beast Rider. And this is kind of the combined arms one, where if you got Gutbusters next to a Beast Rider, you -1 to hit from shooting. I don't know how terrified you are of shooting exactly in this army, I mean, your armor save sucks for everybody. Like, our armor is terrible. But shooting got a lot worse. So, I don't know how terrified I am of shooting. It's probably still good, but I'm looking at the +1 to cast, and maybe this one if you're doing a big combo. I don't know if I care about shoot in combat, because it's really just only Iron Blast. Maybe you're taking 4 Iron Blasters in your list, and then everything else is kind of protecting them, like a big castle army or something. I think you could maybe do that. But even then, shoot in combat is just like when your IB gets tagged or something. And this is like your metagame call if the best armies in the game are still shooting armies, right? It's like your metagame one. There's quite a few anti-monster shooting units. You know, that's true. The Beastclaw Kilgrave or whatever that thing's called. You don't want that thing to hit you. So I guess every little bit counts. Anything to not take whatever, like 18 damage from that thing. As far as your prayers, yes, you get a run and charge prayer. Because there was no way that they were going to give us +2 to run in our battle trades and not give us run and charge. It would have made no sense. The reason I was hesitant to call my shot earlier is because they had been doing a lot of things that didn't make sense recently. So who knew? Gutbuster players, don't worry, you also have a run and charge. Both halves of the army get their run and charge with a unit they wanted to play with anyway. You don't have to reach outside your comfort zone. Beastclaw wanted a priest anyway, and Gutbusters wanted a butcher anyway. So, you know, we're good. This one works on a 4-up, which is a little coin flippy, sure. And then on a 10-up, you get to reroll both the run and the eventual charge. Big. Kind of nice with it. The butcher one, by the way, is just a straight up aura. Gives an aura of run and charge to Gutbuster units. Holy 12. Gutbuster specifically. And then the prayer up here is BCR specifically. Everybody gets run and charge. You don't get run and shoot. But nobody was going to do that anyway, right? So it doesn't matter. Just pretend the lead belchers missed. I don't know if their range... I don't know. I can't remember the lead belcher range, but I don't think it reaches from the shelf. So you won't have to be worrying about it. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Then we got the blizzard terrain thing, which I don't like. But if you do, go ahead and use it. It's unlimited. It's not the worst. It's just a playstyle I don't like. That's it. I'm not saying it's bad. You target terrain. I really wish you would have. I would rather target, you know, objectives or something with it. It gives you blizzard around that terrain that obscures you from shooting. And then on a 10-up, one time, it gives you a 5-up ward around all those things. To get this 10-up, you will probably have to be off-turn praying. And I don't want to off-turn pray because my command points are precious. I want to be spending them to off-turn charge. But, you know, it's just like you're going to play a different style of army with the same guys if you're doing that. Luckily, run and charge prayer is excellent. This one's good too. All your prayers are good. You don't have to worry about it. Butchers a priest now? No, butchers are casters. They just have an aura. It might be a spell. Give Stonehorns a trait that makes them count as terrain, yeah. And we still have this one. It's got a shorter range, but everything else does. Pick a point 12. Every enemy unit within 3 takes D3. On a 10-up, double damage. Big. On a 10-up, double damage. So 2d3 is that's a pretty decent amount of mortal damage from a prayer. That being said, you are going to take at least one priest. And they are going to take the run and charge one. After that, you can do whatever you want. Take some of these, don't take some of these, but just as a baseline, that's how I see it. Which index am I going through right now? Ogre Mawtribes. Shouldn't it be a ward if you're away from terrain? I don't know, man. It should be a ward on the warscroll, how about? No, it's fine. Don't you get the Prowler anyway? Yes. Yes, you do. And then spells. Dude, Gutbuster spells are sick. Okay? Gutbuster spells are good. I'm told around your terrain feature you become Wizard 2. It's not a +1 to cast anymore. If you're within 3, it's now 3, it's not 1. If you're within 3 of the Great Maw Pot, you become a double caster instead of a 1 caster. You no longer get the +1 to cast. The +1 to cast can be found in your sub-faction. Your unlimited spell is this one. You target a unit, heal them D3, and then they get +3 to their control score. This is an unlimited spell. You can target the same unit over and over with it. Double stuffed Oreos, triple stuffed Oreos, quadruple stuffed Oreos. Just keep healing. Keep +3 control, +3 control, +3 control. Gluttons are kind of a big deal as far as capturing is concerned. 6 gluttons can very easily become 18 capture. And then you can start casting this spell if you want on them. You can only be targeted once. Check the core rules. All right, it's time. Let's, because I want to be correct here. Let's check the tapes.
And we take a look at the tail of the tape.
Some of them may be involved with exotic stuff like dark matter. Some.
An ABC News brief brought to you by Michelob Light Beer. Now from Washington, Sandra Van Oker.
All right. Let's find out. Sandra Van Oker, can we check these tapes? Because while I was saying it, I'm like, hold on. I thought there was some sort of limitation. Now, what's the limitation? A unit cannot use more than 1 core ability per phase. A unit cannot use the same ability more than once per phase unless specified underwear. A unit cannot be affected by the same passive ability more than once at the same time. Okay. I think it works. Unless there's a declare, tell your opponent which, user actions resolve, okay. Now let's see. Is there a sidebar up here? No. Maybe they continue after this. Visibility. Check continuous effects. Where would that be? Oh, do you think that the +3 control becomes a passive because it like gives the thing a passive? But you could keep healing, perhaps? 21.8. Nice. Thank you. I love the numbered system. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. This weapon is not affected by abilities used by a friendly unit. This was the other check the tapes moment. Friendly unit specifically. So if it's a battle trait, if it's like a army rule that has like the player do something, not like a unit do something, I think it does work on companions. 28.1, yeah. I was looking up while we were there, doing a little drive-by. Advanced ability rules. Some abilities have effects that aren't immediately resolved. E.g., add 1 to save rolls for this unit for the rest of the turn. Or this unit has a ward 5 up for the rest of the turn. These effects count as the effects of passive abilities for their duration. Okay. Which means that the +3 control thing does not stack, although the healing does. You could find some wounded ass Frost Lord, and if you have a million wizards, you could potentially just like heal them up to full, but you're capped at the +3. And I'm gonna keep the core rules open here, just in case we need the check of the tape, as per my previous email. .1 is going to be a really big one that a lot of people miss. Yeah. Because they would go where I went, which is the abilities thing, and be like, yeah, it's not a passive, it's a spell. A spell isn't a passive, but it like becomes a passive later. That might have been a nice number 4 to put in that above place, but I guess it's fine. But isn't healing passive because it keeps you healed for that much? Anyway, spell's still good. Then, of course, there's Ash Cloud, aka... what's the Gutbuster version of Ash Cloud? The Greasy D. The Greasy Deluge. -1 to hit with an 18. I don't think this is a big aura. I think it's a target. I'm almost certain this is a target. And then +1 attacks infantry. This is Blood Feast. It only targeted infantry before, basically. Now it still only targets infantry. +1 attacks. +1 attacks in this edition on endless 2 damage weapons, which is just every infantry guy, except for Iron Guts. Very nice. Goonhamper mentioning that you can't target the same multiply, called out specifically. Yeah, just to appreciate that the answer can be found in a rulebook. Yeah, you know, we're living in a good time, Acid Based, you're right. We're living in a time where we can look at the rules and find the answer to a question. Ever. I mean, maybe not all of our questions, but most of them, which is a big step up. Anyway, Gutbuster spells, great. Beastclaw prayers, highly good. And then here's all the rampages. I thought that Ogre Leaker was wishful thinking. However, perhaps Vindication. I haven't checked, I haven't cross-referenced to see if those were the case or not. But I'm like, man, they're not going to try hard enough to give a different rampage to all the different monsters. And then Matt Rose did this while he was explaining stuff, and he cast a spell, and he said, yes, we will. Frost Sword on Stonehorn, unstoppable charge, except it's only 2d6. But we kept it. And it's in the charge phase. It's right after you charge. So it's still at the right time. Because it's only 2d6, you're not going to, on average, make crazy plays with it. On average, you're just going to be able to squiggle around a little bit and deal damage to stuff, but not like leap out of combat and land next to archers and just kill them, right? But it's still very good, and you can fly over guys still as well. Flosh, stay winning. The big thing about Flosh is you do an extra D3 mortals. So what that means is a Flosh's impact hit is roll a D3, and on a 2 or 3 it does that much. Then an additional D3, then you fly over guys and trample them. Flosh's monster trucking. We're still monster trucking. Matt, Rampage World Tour Rose. Yeah, the subfaction adds +1 to the D. Very, very important Larindi. It doesn't add +1 to the D3. It adds 1 to the damage, if any. So the subfaction, the difference is, if it added 1, it would mean that the ability can't fail. But it can still fail with the something. The Frostsword on Thundertusk here. It has a once per game ability. This isn't a Rampage, I don't think. But Frostsword on Thundertusk has a once per game that does work like that. You do in fact add 1 to the D3, which means it cannot fail anymore. And it's a big old aura around the guy. So if you're doing Frostsword on Stone or Frostsword on Thundertusk, and you're in the subfaction, what it means is you can't fail, and you're doing 3, 4, or 5 mortals every time. Or like 4 or 5, basically, every time. I believe it's Holy 12. So it's the once per turn, or once per game Mighty Ducks formation Blaster Boy. Which is why people might be playing a Frostsword on Thundertusk if they're that kind of player. It might see play. Do we know if Unstoppable Charge is your turn only? I'm pretty sure it's not. Like, I looked at it, I can't quite remember, but yeah, I'm pretty sure it's any. All of these rampages are any, as long as you charged on that turn. With, I'll give you a 75% certainty. Is a once per game army or per unit? Unknown. Probably army. The Hosh, which we saw in the faction focus. Roll die for each monster, 3-up makes your, crit double hits for their companion weapons only. I should note here. Companion weapons only, and -1 attack for enemy companion weapons. So we have synergy buff, selfish but just driving a monster truck around. The Huskard version is Strike Last, which you could consider to be a synergy if you have a bunch of monsters around each other. Stonehorn Beast Rider, 3-up, add d6 to the pile in distance. They're just running. They're like a dog, an excited dog on a linoleum floor, just scraping and Tokyo drifting around to get into combat. And then the Thundertusk version, -5 to OC on a 3-up. Don't know what type of thing it can target. Tusk attacks are kind of good. Yeah, so speaking of those, Tusk attacks are, I believe, 3 attacks, 4s and 2s, 1, 5. Yeah. Thundertusk monster. 3 attacks, 4s and 2s, rend 1, damage 5, anti-infantry +1 rend. And then the dude sitting on it is 3 attacks, 4s and 2s, no rend, damage 1. As you can see, this is crazy swingy. Only 3 attacks. Like, you're going to actually do 0 with this thing a lot. But it's capable of doing damage, unlike before, which it basically wasn't. It used to be, 4 attacks, 3s and 3s, rend 1, damage D3, I think. Just some tiny pathetic thing like that. Possibly even 3s and 2s, maybe? Anyway. You're going to whiff a lot with Thunder Tusks, but when you don't, things are going to explode, which is kind of cool. This is the profile for the new Frost Spear. All the Frost Spears are this profile. 4 attacks, 4s and 2s, rend 2, damage 2, 3 on the charge. How this is different than before, used to be rend 1, damage 3. Now it's rend 2, damage 2, but 3 on the charge. So essentially a buff. And the Frost Spear has that same special rule that nobody cared about. It's got it still. That if you fail to kill something, it gets -1 attack for the rest of the turn, or until your next turn, or the end of the game, or something like that. Whatever it is, it's nothing to write home about. But we got a whole bunch of different rampages. A reason to play all these different guys, which is kind of nice. Particularly, I don't care about Horde Breakers at all, but I do like this guy's once-a-game ability. I don't care about Strike Last, really. Or the Beast Riders, but hey, Flosh is looking good, Flot's looking good. I'm pleased. Ogre leaked rules Japan. +2 to run on an army that can run and charge is really good. I mean, they wouldn't have given it to us otherwise. At least I don't think. I started to doubt myself early on, but yeah. Because otherwise a +2 to run rolls is like turn 1 getting into position somewhere maybe, and redeploy. That was basically it. And, well, that just wouldn't make any sense. Ahem. If you get +2 to runs, does that apply to redeploys since they have the run keyword? Yes. Yes, it does. Now, in an ogre army, you're probably charging instead of redeploying, but I don't know, maybe you saved up 3 entire points and you're doing all of them for a big play. I'm not going to tell you how to live, right? Anyway, playtesters tell me that control scores actually matter, which I'm thrilled about. Mostly for the good of the game. If control scores didn't matter and everyone just one-shot each other, then a whole lot of shit in this game has blank rules text, right? So control score better matter, but playtesters assure me that they actually do, which is good to hear. A lot of fights just keep happening. Like there's fewer blowouts. If you line everything up, it's a blowout, but if you don't, it kind of gets stuck in. And yeah, redeploy is good turn 1. Because a lot of turn 1 is people kind of hesitating and just being like, I don't know where I'm going to go, what I'm going to do. You don't want to get too close to the opponent, so otherwise they just line up all their charges, right? The Butcher. We're up to 8 wounds from 7. Still 5 up save, 6 move, OC 5 probably because all the Ogre Foot heroes are 5. Gives an aura of run and charge to the Gutbuster units, big, and Wizard 1. Wizard 2 if next to the Maw Pot. And +1 the cast if in the sub-faction. Butcher stocks are up. Slaughtermaster stocks are also up. You get points when enemies are slain by combat from Ogre units wholly within 18. You have a terrain feature on your back as a Slaughtermaster, taken right out of my fan tome when we wrote the fan book a million years ago. Max at 3 points. In your hero phase, you can spend them to give Gutbusters wholly within 12 either a 5-up ward or +1 attack till the end of turn. Oh. Hey, that's kind of nice. Is it your hero phase or the hero phase? Not sure. If it's the hero phase, then this one is crazy. If it's just your hero phase, then it's still good. But anyway, if you're playing Gutbusters, I feel like a Butcher and a Slaughtermaster are just kind of tag team champions. Get off the bench, you're both in. Mournfang. Mournfang's job, because they needed a job. The problem with Mournfang is you take 4 of them and you could have taken a Stonehorn. Right. And Mournfang didn't really get any good use out of all of your army abilities. Right. So that was the problem previously with Mournfang. Well, what do they do now? Well, they have a shitload of wounds and a 4-up save. And since Stonehorns lost their 5-up ward, now Mournfang are more durable. For the points, probably. So that's 1. They got 3 attacks, 4s and 2s, 1 rend, damage 2, anti-cavalry 1 rend. And then the mount has 4 attacks, 4s and 2s, 1, 2. Companion. You got 7 attacks a model that are just all 4s and 2s, rend 1, damage 2. You have... This is an aura now. So, -1 the wound from shooting attacks. For you and friendly units within your combat range. So you're a little bit of an anti-shooter, but you're also an anti-cavalry, and more than just this. I have an extra thing to add. I have an extra thing to add here from what I saw. I saw it, okay? Trust. This isn't the only anti-cav ability of Mournfang. The other one is... enemy cavalry that are fighting you don't get their charge bonus to damage. So, like, your Blood Knights, your Cavalos guys, whoever, you know, they all, almost every cavalry in the game now has, when you charge, you get +1 damage. Not against Mournfang. You're chilling at 1 damage weapons. So having specifically like this Mournfang are like supposed to be your interceptor. You are cavalry that intercepts their cavalry and just shits on them. Very interesting. Very interesting. Might play some of it. Might play some of it. It works against keyword cavalry specifically. I got a lot of Mournfang. I'm looking forward to potentially putting those on the table. Stop right there, cavalry scum, yeah. Why didn't they show either of the wizards in their hype post? They actually rock? Yes. Yeah, as you will learn looking at all these, whoever wrote that faction focus article was apparently choosing on purpose what things to show in a manner that could only leave someone like not excited for the army. I don't know. Either they don't play the game or I don't know what it was. But yeah, they tricked you. We still lost a bunch of stuff. You know, everything's really fragile now. You know, we were always gonna lose Stone Skeleton, Big Sad, right? We're way slower now. All the vultures are gone. There's still plenty of stuff we lost, but we got a lot of stuff too. And that's really what we were looking for. They just didn't tell us any of the stuff that we got. Sadly, we still have the stupid D6 attacks thing and D3 damage, but what are you gonna do? Are you gonna make another tier list after everything comes out? Yes, that's my plan. The point of the hype tier list was to do it after the faction focuses, and then do it after the full indexes, and note the delta between excitement, right? Moving on. Iron Blasta. 2 attacks, 4s and 2s, rend 2 damage, D3 +3. Big damn. And unlike the Spearhead, we kept the Super Shotgun. We kept the Super Shotgun, 8 attacks, 4s and 3s, rend 1 damage 2. Which is going to out-damage this up here, like always. Which is good. Who knows what the Iron Blaster costs, but it's still alive. Iron Blaster not dead. Taking a Trophy Rack to buff the Iron Blasters is dead, though. Trophy Rack only works on melee. Anyway, it's fun. Iron Guts. How are Iron Guts differentiated from Gluttons? Good question. They're a bodyguard unit. They're a bodyguard unit for the Tyrant, and they have mammoth fucking weapons. They still have the once per battle fight twice. They don't got much save. They don't got much save.
Good job, King.
Husbear, things in tier 1 for 3 months. Appreciate it. TYVM. They used to hit on 3s. They used to be 3s and 3s, if I recall. And 3s and 3s is roughly the same as 4s and 2s. What you have here is 13 attacks before buffs. 13 attacks at 4s and 2s, Ren 2, damage 3. That is not nothing. If they're in combat range with a Tyrant, him and them both have a 6-up ward. Only a 6. Once per battle, fight twice. Cool. You get 4 of these versus 6 Gluttons. And that's like the difference. 4 and 2 gets better buffs with all-out attack. Yeah, but it also gets more painful debuffs with a lot of -1s to hit in the game now. It just kind of depends like what you do and what happens to you during the game, right? Anyway, their weapons, fuck, that's for sure. But they're more fragile than ever. J-Rod, RN, thanks for the big prime. Frosted on Thundertusk, we went over again already. Yeah, the Rampage is a 5-up Hordebreaker for the Frostlord version. Once per game, increase impact hit mortals for ogres. The exact text is add 1 to the dice roll to see if mortals happen, and then also for their damage, like it's that same die roll. And the important thing here is that with a Frostlord on Thundertusk once per game, you can't fail. Which is big. Not 33% to do 0, right? You thought 4s and 2s is equal to 3 and 3? No, it's slightly worse. I'm not good at math, but I think it's slightly worse. Ogres become death faction for 6-up ward, army-wide, problem solved. The thing that we don't know yet... Oh, I know what Frost Sabers are, I can just tell you. I have secret info. Frost Saber. They are 9-inch move. Their stats are irrelevant. You can't target them if they're hiding, cowering near terrain or something like that. It doesn't matter. The point of Frost Sabers is because there's no battle line tax anymore, and they're no longer terrified of giving you cheap battle line in the Monster Mash army. It means that Frost Sabers can cost a reasonable amount of points. They're allowed to now. They weren't allowed to before because they didn't want you to get battle line too cheaply. And so they made those god-awful things 40 points a model, which made them the worst, like, what you get for what you pay for a unit in the game, basically. Now they can just cost whatever they need to cost. They still come in units of 2, so they're not gonna be great chaff. They just don't cover a large area at all. But they're chaff that's very fast. The rest of their war scroll is blank, but who cares? You want fast chaff, so, you know, fair enough. I think Frost Sabers are going to be nice. Bust out your Fenrisian Wolves. We just got to see the points on them. What about the best unit? The based Yetis? Dude, Yetis kept their funny business. I believe the rule is extra D3 pile-in. Extra D3 pile-in. I don't think you can do the full business. No full sauce, like piling in from outside of combat into combat. I don't think you can do that. But they're just like a normal unit. They're like really bad Gorgers. Yetis. Yetis are like really bad Gorgers with an extra D3 pile-in distance. I don't remember wanting to play any. Which is good, because they're ugly. The Conductor thinks it's the Prime for 34 months. Appreciated. Absolute Gaming. Oh, Tay Barracuda with the Plebby run. Let's go. She just scooting. What else can I say about ogres that I recall? I wasn't shown either of the two hunters, Bloodpelt, Icebrow, but I was told with a sigh of resignation that they are both still trash. Now and forever. Don't get your little hopes up. I wasn't given why, I didn't see them, but Icebrow Hunter and Bloodpelt Hunter reportedly still trash. You can't have everything. I was hoping one of the two would be good, because I like to think I have a pretty cool looking one. I want to put it on the table. Well, maybe when the Battle Tome comes out. Are they cheap? I was told nothing about points. Points are still seemingly restricted. People can talk about warscrolls here or there, but it seems like they're not allowed to talk about points. You heard something like Bloodpelt basically didn't change? Yeah. And if neither of them changed, then they're probably still bad. Anyway, we'll see. If Icebrow Hunter is a priest, then I think he's suddenly good, but maybe he's not a priest because they didn't say he was good. The original Dude Trust You had points attached back when we doubted. Is it time to revisit? Justice for the Dude Trust Me? It seemed like wishful thinking, but then we looked at it and no, it was just the worst faction focus next to Gits, right? For just choosing stuff that looks like it sucks. I don't have it available to me. On it somewhere in Giga, but anyway, so how do I feel about all this? Become a priest, great. I'm allowed to take this now. I wasn't allowed to take it before because they nerfed Arcane Tome in a goofy ass way because of some other army doing too well with it. I'm gonna make a Frostlord a priest. It's gonna be great. And then up here, I'm gonna complain when I'm drowning in -1 to hit penalties on my companion weapons and they're always missing. I will be complaining, but I will have chosen this, and so it's no one's fault but mine. But I'm still taking priest. As far as artifacts are concerned, I don't think this works on companion weapons, but if it does, I'll take it. Otherwise, D6 mortals and heal on opponent turn, yes. Anything to stop my dudes from dying, probably. I'll be doing this one, but this one seems good too. Run and charge, yes please. I mean, you get all the prayers, but anyway, it's great. The spells are looking real good for guts. I'm going to take one Frost Lord and one Frost Lord. And then probably a million more in Fang. I don't know. I haven't planned it. I got everything. I got like 10,000 points. I'll cook something up. The biggest takeaway for me after all this is that I don't have to play Kragnos, which is the best news I could have possibly been given. Because holy shit, I don't want to play Kragnos. And I don't have to. Because he no longer synergizes with impact hits. So I don't have to take that awful thing, who isn't even an ogre. I'm thrilled. Original Dude Trust Me. Alright. Copy and paste original Dude Trust Me. Let's revisit. Revisit original Dude Trust Me. The Boy Who Cried Wolf. Even better, you probably shouldn't take Kragnos. I mean, if you want to do our one battle tactic, sure, but I'm not trying to play that way. Run and charge multiple sources. True. Line of sight blocking abilities. True. Which we saw in that thing. Abilities and spells improve our control score. True. Reduce enemy control score. True. Both Huskguards are priests. I mean, they were before. Frosh are legit, basically exact same profile, except only a 4-up save. +1 damage on charge for Spear and Horns, but not Hooves. Unstoppable charge on their warscroll, not really. Only 360 points. I mean, I would expect 100 points off. Yeah, this makes sense to me. You know, they lost a 3-up save, they lost 4 inches of move, and they lost a 5-up ward. So yeah, I expect at least 100 points off. For sure. All the big beasts are like 50 to 100 points cheaper, I would expect, because they're considerably worse. Mornfang are anti-cav, they get Ren 2 against them. True. Iron Guts are the same, basically kept their fight twice and give nearby tyrants a 6-up. True. Also themselves. Damn, is this justice for the dude trust me? Slaughtermaster now gets points when units kill stuff and they can be spent to give abilities to units. True. Butcher gives run and charge to ogre units within 12. Not really, I mean it's Gutbuster, but yeah. True. Spell that gives run and charge to a unit. If cast on a high roll, its reroll runs and charges too. It's a prayer, but maybe there's a language barrier. Maybe there's a language barrier. Tyrants add +1 to mortals if anyone on the charge. So D3 on a 2-up, it's that many +1. Yeah. Brawler Guts. I should say that I've seen the Tyrant, and it has Brawler Gut. You don't get to pick a big name. You just get the big name that you picked anyway, which is Brawler Guts, which acts like your subfaction bonus. Ignore what he's right about. Focus on the one thing he's got wrong. I will not. I choose not to. I think I would like to point out what he was right about and what he was wrong about. I don't normally take advice. Hunter's basically the same. Yeah, Bloodpelt basically the same. Sag. Hunter basically the same. Sag. Both true. Yetis move in the enemy move phase and can move into combat. Ooh. I don't remember that, but I don't remember their war scroll very well. Maybe they're right, maybe they're not. Everything else seems good. Frost Saber is same, but they have the max control score of 1. They are beasts. Maneater is similar profile, but have 4-up shrug against non-core abilities. True. Spell to make terrain obscuring and units get 5-up near them. You're hazy on this, but you think it's right. It's not. It's a prayer. But again, it could be a language thing. And you only get the 5-up on a 10. For the ones you previously selected, but it's fine. You're hazy on this. I'm hazy on using it, so we're even. Scrap Launches got either crit mortals or anti-infantry rend. It would be the anti-infantry one. They did not get crit mortals. Points for most units are around the same. Flosh 360, which is 100 off. Hosh 300. Gluttones 220. Iron Guts 240. That's weird because Iron Guts are worse than Gluts, I think. Lead Belchers 150. Mornfang 2. Oh, we're back up to 200. So Mornfang began the game of Age of Sigmar at 200, and we're back to it. 100 points a model. Yeah, I don't know about that. Maybe we'll see. We'll see. Yeti's 120, Iron Blaster 240, Scrap Launcha, Gorgia, still 260 for these guys. Okay. And Nabolars 120. Nabolars are basically the same. Still very slow. They have a groin biter. Frostodon Thundertucks 330. Beast Riders 260. Alright. Monsters went down. Mornfang went up by a lot. But they're a lot better. We'll see. If this is true, and most of it seems to be. This seems to really be somebody who was asking us to trust them. And they were talking crazy talk based on what we knew about the faction focus. Well, justice for dude trust me. That's plus 40 for Gorges. I thought they were they were 320, weren't they? Or 220, I mean. Nice to know the points with this new regiment rules. You wonder how the army compositions work out. Probably 2 heroes and 2... I don't know. It's hard to say because I haven't played. But on paper, it seems to be like you're going for 2 drop, probably. A few of the mega halves will be able to make some 1 drop nonsense, but I doubt it. I bet everybody's on like 2 drops probably, and if you can't do it by there, you might as well go for 1 million. It's going to depend on how many of your battle regiments are the ones that allow you to put other heroes in, from what people tell me. It sounds like taking more than 3 heroes is going to make you give up first turn. Yeah, depending on what you can fit in the battalions. Which is bad news for ogres. Because we have a long history of never being able to go 1 drop.
King.
Because monster heroes are too like expensive and slot taking. Ortmandius, thanks for the big tier 1. I appreciate it. For 3 months. You can't believe it? We gotta think for ogres now? Yeah, that's good though. You would imagine very few armies are 1 drop. Geez, I can't even... You would have to have the perfect stars aligned to be able to go 1 drop now, I think. You probably, maybe don't even want to be. Suns will be 1 drop? Do you think so? It might be like 1 mega. And then however many littles. And that might be a battle regiment for them. It might be like King Broad maybe plus 1 other mega. Who knows? Anyway, it's kind of like pointless to who knows, let's think about it. Alright, now that we got ogres out of the way, they look way better than we thought in the faction focus. Probably not great. They're very fragile. They're very fragile. I think just dying is... they're very fragile and they're very, very susceptible to minuses to hit. I mean, same as it ever was, though. That being said, their control scores can get crazy, especially on the Gutbuster side. And out-of-phase charging is a real concern. Hey, alright, just play better, right? Just play good. Like a B now? It would be irresponsible of me to even consider... Oh, you mean for hype. Okay, pardon me. Yeah. I thought you were talking about, like, how good are they going to be? I'm like, bro, if you're predicting who's going to be, like, the best army, I think it's a little early for that. But it's Cruel Boys. Yeah, probably like C plus, B minus. C plus, B minus hype. Which is a huge improvement from F.
Which prime?
Let me just say. Parthalion, thanks for the big prime. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's going to be better in motion. I gotta just... Some of this stuff, you just gotta play it, like, twice. And then be like, okay, alright. So that's what other people are doing. So now I'm better able to figure out if what I'm doing is actually good or not. You know, all sorts of stuff like that. What's next? What do we want? We could go through just all bunch of random war scrolls we found. Or we could do specific armies. Specific armies would be really good for people who want that, but we could also go for war scrolls and just kind of hit everybody. Rando? I think rando. If you have a burning desire, you just have to see Cruel Boys, Nighthaunt, Nurgle, OBR, Ogre Mawtribes, Khorne, Ironjaws, Fyreslayers, and Gits. They're all in Giga, the Discord. You can peruse those at your leisure. I think it's random warscrolls from that one stream time. Shall we? Have we seen Sylvaneth trees yet? You know what? You know what? Oh, also Seraphon. And also Sylvaneth. Those are also there. Oh, not in this one. If we've seen Sylvaneth trees, it's not in that image that I captured from Giga that somebody else put there. Anyway, get up, stretch your legs a little bit. We got like 30 war scrolls, a grab bag, a piñata, if you will. Oh, and special shout out to, what is it? Queso, right? Queso Gigante. The big bilingual translator for most of the things, half of the things you'll find in Giga. Anyway, BRB, get up, stretch your legs a little bit. Get yourself one hot chip for this commercial break. And we'll look over some war scrolls.
Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the
Queen.
Let's find out.
Let your fingers do the walking.
I'm Mr. Buckets. Toss your balls on my top. I'm Mr. Buckets.
What do you get when you press on a can of Noxema?
Great balls of comfort.
You get
I can't believe I ate that whole thing.
Oh, well, I heard that before. Unjustifiably in a position that I'd rather not be in.
I'm calling paramedics and your family, Mr. Miller.
You can make this creamy cheese sauce in seconds with American cheese and
cream
mushroom Lipton cup of soup. And you thought cup of soup just made soup.
Oh, yeah. Cream in the World Wrestling Federation.
Wait a minute,
and there is
More real meat. You'll be glad we made him taste better. And so will he.
lawyer just called and asked if I was ready for court tomorrow. I said, hell yeah. I ain't going. See, I've been spending the last 6 months booby trapping my entire 500 acres. I got snake pits, rolling logs, bear traps. I got some straight up Indiana Jones shit. I got a fucking boulder that'll fall down when you open my front door. I got about 120 coyotes that I trained to bite anything with their crew cut and a fucking badge. I flew an old Vietnamese man out here and he helped me dig about 12 miles worth of underground tunnels. I have 450 cameras I've rigged to solar panels all around this motherfucker. I got a Bengal tiger locked in my bathroom and fucking killed for a pork chop right now. You know, it's surprisingly easy to teach a raccoon how to loosen lug nuts and cut brake lines. I'd rather live the rest of my life in the woods living off fucking wild ginseng creek water than go to fucking jail one more time. I don't even try to bring no helicopters down here neither, like I ain't got a whole fucking coop full of pigeons with C4 tied around their feet. Got a bunch of PVC pipe filled with gunpowder and ball bearings and a baboon who is deadly accurate with a nail gun.
Bam. Coalition states BTFO. Anyway. Oh, God, Queso. Queso Gigante. He's here. He is among us. Careful. Careful, he's a hero. The man who speaks 2 languages. Unheard of in most of America. Anyway. Let's go for some war scrolls.
Good job, King.
Meganosh, thanks for the tier 1. Appreciate it for 39 months. Happy 4th of edition. Yeah, true. True. Ahem. Shall I say where this was taken? I kind of want to shout out the channel for doing a nice thing, but also supposedly he did a bad thing that GW might not like, so I'm kind of torn. You know what? If you want to figure it out, I think it's pretty obvious, and it's posted a lot. I guess he couldn't get in more trouble, right? If he is, and a bunch of channels have done it anyway. Anyway, it's there you go. Lord of Change. Here we go. 12 move, no fly. Looks like a ward 5 up I see, just barely down there. 14-5. 5 up, save. Welcome to Ogre Town. Population U. Don't see a fly. No, there is a fly. Fly detected. Just underneath the membership giveaway thing. Fly detected. I was about to say, like, it's a fucking Boyd. It's a Boyd, right? Anyway. 5 up ward, you love to see it. 5 up save, you hate to see it. Oh, spoiler ahead for Techless. For Texas, the god of magic. Word on the street is 5 up save. To the celebration of almost everyone who heard that, because I think everyone hates Lumineth. But for Lumineth players, sorry. Eat shit. Eat shit, elves. Apparently that's how people feel, yeah. Keep your wife. True, yeah. Do attempt to keep thine wife. You're too busy studying Spanish. Liat. How else would you be able to translate these scrolls? A historical linguist, perhaps a cunning one. Anyway, 18-inch rod of sorcery. Jesus, packing. 18-inch rod, 2d6 attacks, 3s and 3s, 1/1. Weird flame. Staff of Tzeentch. It's got some stuff. Oh, anti-wizard for the wizard battles. Sure, yeah. Baleful Sword is looking kind of nice, though. 4 attacks, 4s and 3s, 2/3. As far as wizard weapons is concerned, this is a big dick wizard weapon. Hey, all right. And finally, some beak attacks. This unit is armed with staff, curved beak, and one of the following. Oh, either the rod or the sword. I see. That's why it was looking kind of nice. You gotta choose. Spoiler ahead, I'm choosing the 18-inch rod. Because I probably don't want this guy to enter combat under any circumstances. In any case. He's gonna be, you know, Good luck, I'm behind 600 horrors, you know, and just kind of shooting. Is there an attack profile of a straight beak? Yes, as of just today, yeah. Not last month, but today, yeah. Once per turn army, your movement phase. Summon Demons of Tzeentch. Discard 1 destiny die. Okay, so you get rid of a destiny die that you didn't want before. Then pick a friendly non-hero, non-unique Tzeentch demon unit. Set up half. Only within 9 of this unit, more than 9. Okay, so you... Once per turn, it does cost a resource. You have to discard a destiny die, but it does just work. Spending the D dies, huh? Walmart summon. Locus of Change. -1 from hit rolls, combat attacks, target friendly Tzeentch demon units while they're wholly within 12 of this unit. Big. Suddenly a Stonehorn is missing every single one of its attacks. Like, this is big. You see this a lot. That's why I'm kind of concerned on the... As far as Beastclaw is concerned, I'm a little hesitant on all those 4-up to hit companion attacks. That might stop me in my tracks. We'll have to see. Tzeentch's Firestorm. Pick a visible enemy unit with an 18. Ooh, still good range. Roll 9 dice for each 6 D3 mortals. Cool. And it's a Weird Flame spell as well. Has the Weird Flame keyword, so it does the Weird Flame stuff on top of it. Yeah, the RNG cannon. Using a max of +1 or -1. Yeah, at the end of the day, yeah. After all is said and done, there's a max of +or -1. Anyway, is this guy good? Well, he is a double wizard. He can summon dead units. Big -1 to hit aura. Random ass spell that gives things weird flame, and a rod that gives things weird flame. Depends on what he costs. Depends on what he costs. Gothazar Harvester. Oh, can this thing be good? Gothazar Harvester is usually allowed to be good only in the printed book, and then immediately nerfed and is terrible and is never taken again. This has happened 2 books in a row for OBR. Can we make it a 3rd? You need to make sure you have sources of weird flame, I'm guessing. Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, he doesn't change the casting dice. You need Kairos for that. And also, I believe they used to give +1 to cast for like wizards around them and stuff. So, no longer do that. Gothazar Harvestor. 10 health, 4 save, 6-inch move. Impossibly slow for a monster. He better be a buff wagon, otherwise I don't know what you're trying to do with him. Death's Head Mar. 12-inch range, 4 attacks, 4 and 4 is 1/1. Okay. Soul Crusher weapons. That's what happens after the FAQ update usually for this guy. 6 attacks, 4 and 2 is 2/2. Crit 2 hits. Nice. And then Ossified Hooves and Tail. 4, 4, 3, 1, 2. Sure, alright. He's got some attacks to him. Chadros Base Weaver stays winning. Gruesome Surge. Once per turn army, any combat phase. So we're not trying to double up. Maybe we are. Pick an enemy infantry unit in combat with this unit be the target, D3. 2-up inflicted amount of mortal damage equal to the roll. For each model slain by the ability, you can return 1 slain model to friendly Mortec guard wholly within 12. Okay. By this ability. For each model slain specifically. Okay, so you want me to play Mortec Guard Blob right next to Gothazar Harvester, and he's just kind of swinging away, regenerating Mortec Guard as long as he's fighting infantry. Just a little bit. Not like a crazy amount, but just a little bit. Passive. Bone Harvest. Each time an enemy model in combat with this unit is slain, give this unit 1 bone tithe point. BTP. This unit can have a max of 6. Okay. Repair construct. Pick a friendly Ozark Bone Reapers unit wholly within 12. Turn number of slain models, target the health combined blah equal to the blah. Then reset. Okay. So if you do any, it flushes. No rollover minutes. It's old blood tithe. And the man has a 6-up ward. So it's doing what the thing is clearly supposed to and designed, I mean, like, lore-wise and visually. It's supposed to be fighting amongst your infantry and live repairing them with a little bone factory that he's harvesting. As it stands, you attack with your Mortek Guard first, and then he comes in there, and he brings back 1 or 2 of them, or 0. And then he brings back a few of them after dealing some damage. Alright, I see what he's supposed to do. I wonder if the points will work that out. I wonder if you're taking that many more, if you're doing a Mortek Guard style army. You might want one. And I wonder if the FAQ will let him keep his abilities. Just 200? That sounds right, doesn't it? Just 200. He's very slow. And he's not like the most durable creature ever. He doesn't do much against like non-infantry, I guess. But I don't know. We'll see how tight your points are. If you're in a Mortek Guard army, you might consider this guy. He doesn't exactly not slap. He can kind of slap. He's like a big foot hero for Mortek, sort of, yeah. It's just good in combat. Each time an enemy model is in combat with this unit is slain. Oh, not from him. Now, they do have to be in combat with him. And it's an enemy model. So not unit. So the model itself has to be within 3 of him. And your opponent can be taking casualties outside of his 3-inch aura. Right. Or is a model considered in combat with him if it's part of a unit that's considered in combat with him, I guess? How do you think that works? I mean, we'll see. I guess we'll see. Get 3 harvesters in combat, kill 6 models, heal 8. 18. You do get the passive thing, you can double dip. Just like you could double dip before they changed it. 2 Gothazar harvesters overlapping, it does, they pull the bones in half and you each get to use them. Enemy units suddenly have 2 skeletons inside their body when they're fighting double Gothazars, which is kind of funny. I think it's harmless though. Keep it. It's fine. It's not a problem. Oh, Katakros. Let go. 6-up ward. Technically infantry. Not a monster. Infantry keyword detected. 20 health, 3-up save, 6-up ward. 4-inch move. Ponderous. It's bad to have infantry keyword? Yes, it is. I think it's... Is infantry like a straight negative? Is there like a good reason to be infantry? I wonder. Yes, there is. Actually, because this guy counts as a foot hero, right? And so if you put some... whoever the fuck next to him, he is absolutely invisible. Guarded hero. Okay, hold up. The world has changed. And all that anti-monster shit won't do anything to him. Katakros guarded hero. Infantry. Alright, my opinion has suddenly changed. What he actually is is on another plane of existence. He's simply not here. Always. Into Cat. 5 attacks, 3s and 3s, 2, 3. Crit 2 hits. Alright, I'm listening. The Shield Immortus, 3 attacks, 3s and 3s, 2, 2. And then Retinue Blades, 10 attacks, 3s and 4s, 1, 1, crit 2 hits. That would be the... Oh, what's it called? What's your, like, special weapons called? I can't remember. In OBR. Yeah, Nadirite Blades. That's it. Yeah. Nadirite Blades. And battle damage, his good attack goes down to 3 from 5, which that does hurt. Chatterite Blades. Mortark and the Necropolis passive. If this unit uses a Relentless Discipline point, the ability affects friendly OBR units wholly within 18 of this unit instead of wholly within 12. Okay, wholly within 18 of this dude's base is like half of the table. It's big. You love to see it. I mean, he's kind of like an aircraft carrier unit, right? So it's sort of what he should be doing. Eternal Witness thinks it was Prime. Appreciate it. Here for big ogre rules, you literally missed it. We just talked about it. Get shit on. But also sorry. It's alright. Yeah, 18 is a lot. Once per turn, a reaction opponent declared a command for a unit with 18 of this unit. Okay. 5 up. Command has no effect, but it still counts. Okay. 5 up is very rare. Won't happen a lot. But in this edition, if you happen to roll the 5 up, it is crippling. And possibly ruinous. Like, I'm going to try to use a very, very important command ability. And if you happen to shut it off, they might lose the game from that. Yeah, countercharge 2 command points wasted. So, yeah. You cannot rely upon this thing working. But if it does, your opponent might actually lose the game from it. So I guess fair enough. And it's also just free, like it just happens. Whenever you want, albeit once per turn. Passive Prime Necrophorosis. Add 3 to your control scores of other friendly OBR while they're wholly within 18 of this unit, which is again like most of your guys. Plus 3 control score, almost everyone is big too. But it's not him, it's other specifically, so not him. That's worse than the new Total Eclipse. Well, the old Total Eclipse was better than the old this, so I guess they're just keeping the pecking order in line. Because before, Total Eclipse was way better than this, and it still is. But before this was good, and it still is, I think. Retinue Blades didn't get a companion. They did not. Because they wanted them to have Nadirite. And so it just opens the floodgates. Now they get everything. At least I think that's how that is. They wanted them to be affected by, like, your spell or something to improve your Nadirite, I guess. Yeah. Supreme Lord of the Bone Reaper Legions. 1 pick up to 3. Wholly within 18. To start your next turn, add 1 to save rolls for targets while they're wholly within 18 of this unit. Okay. You have to pick them, and they have to stay. And it's a command point. But it's your hero phase. But it is the start of your until the start of your next turn. So they kept +1 to save, which is very precious this edition. Mega AOD, as long as they're around him. Very strong. Very strong indeed. He no longer has the giant pulse of, yeah, the +1 to hit, +1 attack thing, or anything like that. But those kind of bonuses aren't looking like they're very common here. Is Katakros good? Yes. His auras are huge, and they do a ton of really useful stuff. This one will almost never work, but when it does, your opponent might lose the game. So we calls it even, I guess. Shit's kind of nice. He's incredibly slow, but you just need him to crawl into the middle of the table anyway. He's good. He is good. And +1 to save in OBR army is extra good, because they start out with good saves. And wards. Alright, Katakros. Archon Ironclad. Oh, this is the one with all the shoots. I was interested in this one, because I want to see how they shoot. 20 health, 3-up save. That is an Ironclad. 10 move flying only, but everything's slow now, except for all the stuff that's fast. This unit is armed with Aethershot carbines, above, torpedoes, boarding weapons, and either Sky Cannon, Sky Hook, or Volley. So, one of these three. We got 24, 2 attacks, 4s and 2s, 2 D3 plus 3. So you have an Iron Blaster. This is just an Iron Blaster. Or a Great Skyhook, which is the same thing, but it hits better. But it's got a D6 damage, which sucks. But it's got anti-monster for Rend 3. That's a lot of Rend. Or a Great Volley Cannon, which is 18. 12 attacks, whatever. Random. 4s and 3s, 1/1, anti-infantry, +1 round. Okay, that's actually kind of alright. I was ready to shit on Great Volley Cannon, but that's a lot of attacks at potentially Rend 2 infantry. And you want to clear out their chaff anyway. I normally don't like random attack weapons. But yeah, you might want to mow people down. Plus you got these carbines too. This is a lot of shooting. Hitting on 4-up blows. Yeah, I mean, you hit on 4-up with almost all of them. And then boarding weapons, if you end up rolling these... impressive. Battle damaged, Aethershot carbines is cut in half. Okay. Heavy bomb racks. Pick an enemy unit that does not have fly, and that this unit passed across. Roll 10 dice for each 4-up and mortal damage, so 5 mortal wounds. With only 10-inch move, it's going to be hard to pass across something. It's going to be really difficult to pass fully across something. You're going to, like, scoot and scoot back, maybe, if you start close. I think it's going to be harder to line that kind of thing up. Especially its movement phase, specifically. There are a bunch of ways to give this thing additional move. You think you can get up to +6 for various sources? Well, if you can, then heavy bomb racks becomes a lot better. And also 5 mortal damage is a lot. This edition. Passive, you can transport up to 3 KO units that are infantry, with a combined model count of up to 22. Which is at the most numerous, an Archon company doubled to 20, and then 2 heroes, or 3 units of balloon boys, or just whatever, you know, a bunch of stuff. 2 heroes and reinforced arcs, yeah, or like a bunch of thunderers, or a bunch of balloon boys, or whatever you can do. Deployment phase, great engine works. Yo, they got monster traits. Except it's just on the warscroll in the deployment phase. You get to choose these after you see what your opponent is doing, which is really good. The fact that you don't have to write this on your army list is great. Every time they do this, I love it. Flagship gaming, yeah. Pick one of the following effects to apply. Add 2 to the unit's move. Welp, alright. 12 sounds good to me. That's already tempting. Add 1 to the total number of units and 10 to the total number of models this unit can transport. Balloon. Okay, clown car is back. I feel like 22 is fine though. Right? I don't know. Maybe it is. Or this unit can use Unbind as if it had Wizard. Oh shit. Okay, Unbinder is really good. Unbinder good. Collapsible compartments if you have some plan and you're trying to clown car. I don't know if you'll be able to do that very well or not. I bet somebody already has a list for clown car. And +2 move is always great. Nice. You love to see it. Great engine works. These are all very usable, I think. And you have a proper amount of shoots. I like how much shoots you have. I almost like the Great Volley Cannon amongst these options here. Which is maybe wrong, but I just want a whole fuckload of shooting. Is that so wrong? I like it. Hey, good work. I don't know what you cost, but good work. Good work, Archon Ironclad. If you take a Navigator, you take the movement, because then you double up, and it's, yeah, it's like 14 or something. Otherwise, you take the Unbind. I think so. Unless someone figures out the perfect combo. Then you take this thing and do some combo, right? Looking good. Oh, Eternus. Blade of the First Prince. Former Stormcast Eternal corrupted by Belakor. 9 move, 9 health, 3 up save. Cavalry, no ward detected. Death Glaive and Skull Flail. 6 attacks, 3s and 3s, 1, 2. Oh, on the charge, 6 3s and 3s, 1, 3. Nice. Dracocephalus's Fangs. Sahelanthropus. I don't even know why they print these. Veins of Black Lightning. Hey, alright. Any movement phase. This unit can use this ability if it has been destroyed. 2d6, add 1 to the result of Belakor. On an 8, set it up again. More than 9. Okay. So you're supposed to just, like, blast him somewhere, do some shit, get him killed, and then over the course of the rest of the game, you'll probably get him back. Unlike Snickers, he kept the veins. Reaction: opponent declared a command ability for a unit within 12 of this unit. Network of Spies. Roll a dice. Add 1 to the roll if the enemy unit is in combat. With Legionnaires or Furries. Okay. These are the troops of choice for Belakor. Legionnaires used to have a command point shut-off thing. I bet now they probably have the 4-up ignorability thing. And then Furies used to be very commonly taken because they're 12-inch flying units that can satisfy BTs. I imagine they still will be. On a 5-up, command has no effect. Alright, that's good. Potentially. Very rarely works, almost never works, but when it does, possibly opponent loses the game. Doesn't really do anything. Like, he comes back when he dies, and he has potentially a shut-off thing, but he's not like your dudes fight better, your, you know, he's not like synergizing with your army. He's just like some shit that just, you actually like bundle up like a cartoon and just throw across the table at your opponent, and then he like does some shit and then dies and probably comes back and you do it again. I mean, just looking at the Demon Prince and Belakor and stuff like that, I bet you're going to want to take heroes that really do shit, you know? He's okay, but I think the water level for Slaves to Darkness heroes is past he's okay. Anyway, I don't rate him. He looks cool, and he has a cool backstory. But his problem is, he is a dark, fallen Stormcast, and so his whole warscroll kind of reads like a Stormcast warscroll, so it's bad and doesn't do anything. Anyway, next. Yeah, he does get EOTG now, but so would the hero that you would be taking instead of him, right? I don't know. We'll see. Swamp Kala Shaman with the Potgrot. Big 6-up save. Classic Wizzy. 6-up save, no ward. If someone sneezes in the cubicle next to this guy, he actually dies from it. That being said, he is a wizard 1, and your spells are good. He also looks like Gul'dan, which is sick. And I like his staff. This unit's Potgrot is a token. Add 1 to casting rolls for this unit while its Potgrot's on the bat. Oh shit, casting. Let's go. Casting bonuses are big this edition. Make an unmodified casting roll of 4 or less. Remove Potgrot. So he dies. If you fuck up your spell bad enough, the Potgrot dies. Okay. Sure. Foul Elixirs. Once per turn army, no more spamming. Pick friendly and crewable infantry. On a 3-up, add 1 to save rolls for the target for the rest of the turn. Your turn, specifically. On a 1 to 2, they take damage. No ward. Alright. So he's got all-out defense for your turn only. And he's a wizard with +1 to cast. And he dies to everything. And he looks cool. I don't know. Maybe you take him, maybe you don't. I'm not sure. It depends. We'll see what other wizards you have. You got the main guy. This guy's a better cast bonus than Scragrot or Gobsprak. This guy or Gob. I think you just take this guy then. Yeah, if you want a cheap wizard with a +1 to cast, do it. Does Potgrot really die 2/3 of the time? No, it's much less frequently than that. This is a casting roll on 2d6 for a combined 4 or less. So it doesn't mean on one die, it means on both. The Potgrot is reasonably safe, I say. However, your first cast of the game will be a 3 and the Potgrot will die. But that is his charge. Pyrgeheists. Oh, for Nighthaunt. 8-inch flying move. You like to see it. He's covering this up down here, but I'm pretty sure that flies. And I'm pretty sure it's got a 6-up ward. And I'm pretty sure it's ethereal. Nighthaunt Warcry unit. Is this a Warcry unit? Gout of Balefire. 10, 2, 4, 4, 1, 1 crit. Auto wound, shoot in combat. Flame weapon, 2, 4, 4, 1 crit, auto wound. Light a Pyre. End of any turn. If this unit is contesting an objective, pick a visible enemy within 6. On a 2-up, inflict an amount of mortal damage equal to the roll, and add a number equal to the roll to the unit's control score for the rest of the turn. Okay. Why does that dude look like Hellstorm? Why indeed? I wonder where we got these screenshots from. I don't know what unit size these guys are in. Is this a 10-man, a 5-man? Their abilities seem pretty 3-man unit to me. If so, I don't think I like them. You think it's 8? Okay. I don't know. I gotta see everything else. As with all Nighthaunt things, they're all very similar to me. It's a weird mixed unit. Okay. Yeah, just a bunch of 4s and stuff. Oh, Black Coach, please. Please. Please don't be bad. Can this thing be fucking great one time in all of Age of Sigmar? Please. Fly Ward 6. War Machine. 12 health, 10-inch move, flying, 4-up save, ethereal. 5 control. Soul Reach Grasp. 10-inch range. 2, 4, 3, 2, 2. Crit auto wound. Shoot in combat. Okay. Everything is auto wound on the whole sheet. 5 attacks, 3s and 3s, 2, 2. 6, 4s and 4s, 1. 8, 5 and 3, 1. So you're kind of fishing for 6s on this stuff. Okay. Runaway Coach. Any charge phase. If this unit charged, pick an enemy unit within 1. 2 up inflict them. Okay, it's got impact hits. Alright. So it is the Black Ogre Coach. Nimbus of Power. If this unit is not in combat, remove it from the battlefield, set up again, more than 9. This isn't a May. Your movement phase. So this dude simply teleports. It's core though. And you don't have to use your ability first, unlike the fight phase. Okay, so you can choose not to do this. Because in my head I'm like, oh yeah, you get outside of 3 and then you have to teleport. Okay, never mind, we're fine. You can just move instead. He doesn't screw himself out of easy charges. It's just you have the option of always teleporting if you want to. Never mind, it's cool. We're cool. Yeah, you simply choose to move. We're good. It's not like you have to do this one first. End of any turn. Evocation of Death. This unit is destroyed. If this unit destroyed any enemy units this turn, pick a friendly non-unique Nighthaunt hero that has been destroyed. And bring it back to life. Oh. Oh. So if this thing kills something, you can resurrect a non-unique hero, just straight up. And there's no like limit, once per game, once per anything. I mean, the limit is his attacks suck. Like, that's the limit. The limit is he doesn't do a lot of damage. But he has a million crit auto wounds. Weird, kind of weird. Yeah, he does get the battle trait. Keep in mind the War Machine charge bonus is the best one. It's +1 rend, if I recall correctly. The special Nighthaunt charge bonus for War Machines is +1 rend, I think. So these should read depending. Rend 1, Rend 1, Rend 3. Okay. Yeah, you can bring back Guardian of Souls, and then Guardian of Souls can bring back other guys. Bring back gaming. Problem is, most Nighthaunt heroes are unique. That is true. Second best, fights last is probably the best.
Twitch Prime.
I suppose it depends. Do you get them on the opponent turn? If you do, then I agree. Jacoby thinks it's a big prime. Big scrolls. This guy doesn't immediately jump out the page as, like, incredible. He seems like he's trying to do something interesting. I just don't know if it's gonna work out. Like, he's trying to do something goofy. And it may or may not work out. Which I think is the best Black Coach we've seen so far. That sentence. Yeah, a little techie, a little risky, a little weird. Can teleport whenever you want. Depends on how many, like, non-unique heroes you're playing. It's only your charge phase. Okay. You think current coach is better? Countercharge fight last would be miserable. Well, yeah. Anyway, as with all Nighthaunt, I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know if it's good. Doing some weird stuff. Rotigus, the boy, the big boy. Wizard 2, Ward 5 up. My man is a demon. The Rain Man. 22 4 up 6. The Gnarl Rod. 5 attacks, 3s and 2s, 1 3. 2 attacks, 3s and 2s, 1 1. 2 2. Bunch of Nurglings with auto wound. 22 HPs. Rodicus got them 22s. Deluge of Nurgle. The Flush. 8 to cast. That. Oh, okay. Hey, he's got +1 to cast, so it's essentially a 7 to cast. Pick each diseased enemy unit on the battlefield. Oh. And each friendly Magakin of Nurgle unit in combat with any diseased enemy units. Then make a casting roll. D3 for each target on a 2-up. Inflict mortals, and also heal your friends. Okay, Deluge kind of nice with it. Complete global saturation. That's cool. Now, this is a kind of a win more spell, right? If you're losing and your disease isn't working and they're healing it and you just don't have it on a lot of stuff, it doesn't do anything. But if you're spreading your disease like a good boy, this man's dumping on him. Once per turn army, any charge phase. Mountain of Loathsome Flesh. With this unit charged, 3 up, pick an enemy unit within 1. Roll a number of dice equal to the number of models in the target unit. 5 up, immortal damage. Okay. Horde Breaker, impact hit. Yeah, simply spread the disease then. The Loathsome Dung Eater. And then Bringer of Plenty. +1 casting rolls. So the main Great Unclean one is like more durable than this guy in a way. He's cool. I like his spell. Simply spread your diseases, right? And keep in mind, as a gigantic centerpiece guy, he's probably chilling on -1 to be wounded. Because that's your unlimited spell, I think. Your unlimited spell is -1 to be wounded, and he's a double caster at +1, so you can probably get that off. Roddick is looking cool. He sort of flails around in combat, but that's not the point. He's capable of hitting people. I mean, he fights better than a Thunder Tusk, right? So you gotta take what you can get. He's cool. Venari Starshard Ballistae. 5 health, 5 up save. Oof, 6. Starshard Bolts. Still super long range. 3 attacks, 2s and 3s, 1d3. Crit 2 hits, anti-monster rend. Scryhawks. For the rest of the turn, add 6 the range characteristic of its bolts, while it is wholly within 12 of Venari Oral Lens Sentinel. The Shooters. 30-inch bolts next to the Shooters. Once per battle, your shooting phase. If all of this unit's shooting attacks this turn target the same enemy unit, subtract 1 from hit rolls for the target's attacks for the rest of the turn. This is like your... This is the thing they seem to be putting on a lot of war machines. Crit 2 hits, anti-monster rend. 30-inch range-ish if they're next to sentinels. Okay. We'll see how close it is to costing the same amount as an extra 10 sentinels or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. Maybe it's good. I don't know. Blinding bolts is kind of a nice debuff to put on something, but you only get 3 tries at it. Never mind, you just have to target. You don't have to hit. You don't have to hit. You just target. Never mind, it's good. I target that unit and miss all of them. Who cares? -1. Get them. Alright, I like it. I don't know if you'll be able to fit it in whatever battalion or something, but it sounds good to me. 3 attacks, D3 damage, could be big sad. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever taking this thing for the damage. I'm taking it for blinding bolts. I'm taking it for blinding bolts and like, maybe you get lucky, you know, one of those kind of things. So if it's pretty cheap. Dawn Raiders. 3 health, 3 up save, 14. The Fast Horseman. 2 attacks, 3s and 4s, 1/1, crit mortal, and damage on the charge. These guys are crit mortal damage too. Very small number of attacks. And the Stallion's dashing hooves. Who wrote this? Some orange name, probably. Deathly Furrows. If this unit charged, pick an enemy infantry. Roll a die for each model, 3 up. Oh, a 3 up horde breaker against infantry. I wasn't prepared for Venari Dawn Riders to be good. Damn, if you want to fuck infantry up, 3 up horde breaker is a good way to do it. You don't have the most attacks per model or anything, but you do some shit when you charge. Oh wait, this unit, not that unit. This unit, not that. Yeah, horse derogatory, never mind. I was thinking the infantry target, but it's... You roll 5 dice, so you do 2 mortal damage. Never mind, they suck. They don't suck. They're just like, alright. They're very fast. They're very fast and they have a million special rules, but not a lot of attacks. You'll do like 3 mortal damage on the charge. That's ogre numbers. I can't say that's bad without saying ogres are bad, right? Yeah, they started out anti-infantry and they remain so. And they look so dashing, don't they? I think they're good. Crazy the Scared. Oh yeah. I wondered how this guy would look. 20 health, 3 up, 12 move. Blazing Tempest. 12-inch range, 1 attack. It'll miss. This looks good, but with 1 attack. Probably miss. D3 plus 3 is big damn, though. Big. Annihilating Jowls. 4 attacks, 3s and 2s to 4 anti-infantry plus 1 rend. Drake Lord's Talons. 6, 3s and 2s to 2. Give this guy an all-out attack, and we're chilling on 2s all the way across. 10 attacks. The Fires of Retribution. Well, this unit has 5 to 9 damage points. Add 1 to the attack characteristic of its melee weapons. He gets mad. Well, this unit has 10 or more damage points, and add 2. And it's both melee weapons. All attacks. Jaws and Talons. Oh, he gets mad. Oh, he is pissed. Yeah, I'm bracketed re. Ancient Master of War. -1 attacks characteristic of melee weapons that target him. It's big. He does not degrade, he ingrades. Once per turn army any combat phase. Calamitous Tail Sweep. Roll a die for each model in the target unit, 5 up. Okay, Hordebreaker Tail. Giga. This guy's fun. I like him. I like him better than the wizard. Finally a fight monster. Yeah, it's not attacks that target him, it's just if you're in combat. So he can roll up and potentially if someone wants to fight something else, they still get the, you know, minus. It's kind of nice. I like this guy. There's no way he's going to be costed in such a way so that he's like... I don't see this guy being competitive at all. But he looks fun. You do need some fun units, I guess. He looks fun. The game is still for Timmies, after all. Stormdrake Guard. Okay, dragons. 12 flying for Dagrons. 3 up save, 9 health. Draconic Flame Stream. 4 attacks, 2s and 3s, 2-1. Shoot in Combat Companion. Drake Rider Lance. They either get Lances or Warblades. Lances are charge 1 and infantry 1. And then the Warblade just double up. This is like kind of similar, right? Drake Rider's Lance is only a little better on the charge than double the attacks. But it is. Imagine if he's like 300 points. Then Frostlord on Stonehorn should be 230 or something instead of 360. But then again, I guess they're pointing things for what their army rules are as well, right? I take the Lance, because I think you're just going to get the charge on stuff, but that's how I like to play. Draconic Onslaught. Once per turn army, any combat. If this unit charged, roll a die, 3 up, the unit can move 2d6 and pass through combat ranges. Then pick an enemy unit. Okay, it's got, yeah. Draconic Onslaught is essentially overwhelming charge, except it works on a 3 up. Sure. That's good. Coherency 2, that's good. Double power through. Extremist Chamber. Each time you make an unmodified save roll of 6, you kick back a mortal. Okay. That's what Extremist Chamber does. Nice. This isn't going to come up a lot. You do have a lot of wounds, though. Cool. I like dragons. Yeah, they're cool. They're probably going to be pretty expensive because all these abilities are good. How is a Dragon Rider's Lance only 2 damage? Homogenization. Yeah, it's units of 3, so it would be 18. 18 wounds on a 3 up is kind of big. Isn't it a unit of 2? I thought it was 3. I guess we could check. It's units of 2? Okay. Oh, then it is not. Then it is 18. They're too big to be in 3s. And if you build 1 as the hero, you can take 1 as the single. Okay. Anyway, I think they're cool. They're huge Mournfang, right? They're just big flying Mournfang. Everything is seen through the lens of BCR. 2-inch coherency is huge. It means you can trap units, maybe. A Keepa. A KOS. 16 health, 4-up save. 12. 5-up ward. Double wizard. So 16 4-up, 5-up. They're trying to make the greater demons look impressive, which I appreciate. Elegant Great Blade. 6 attacks, 2s and 3s, 2/2. Claws 2, 3, 3, 2, 4. So small number of attacks, but just good stats all throughout. Kind of big. -1 from hit rolls for combat attacks that target this unit. That's very durable. 16 health, 4-up save, -1 to get hit, and a 5-up ward. These chicks are hard to hit. Seeper of Key Crits, yeah. Pick friendly Heat Knights of Slaanesh demon unit that started the battle with 3 or more models and has been destroyed. On a 4-up, bring it back. Halve unit. Yeah, the free ones seem to be 4-up. The ones you have to spend stuff seem to be guaranteed. And so this is a free one, so it's a 4-up. Dark Temptation. Once per turn army. Pick an enemy unit in combat with this unit to be the target. Add 1 hit rolls for the target's attacks for the rest of the turn. Add 1 to save rolls for the target for the rest. If the target is damaged, heal it. So you're buffing them, but add 1 to damage of this Elegant Great Blade. Okay. So you're like, you get +1 to hit enemy, but my Elegant Great Blade is damaged 3 and then I kill you, right? Because 6 attacks, 2s and 3s, Ren 2 damage 3 is that's a swinger. More temptation. Yeah, I guess it seems more and more the case that if you don't like giving your opponent benefits, then you're playing an army that GW doesn't want you to play or something like that. At least you get to make the choice instead of the opponent. And also, if you're fighting a full health unit, you just heal them, right? So like, the declarers pick an enemy unit in combat. So I pick that full health unit. And the effect is, if the target is damaged, it's not, so nothing happens. Because that's an effect. That's not like a requirement. That's just a thing that either happens or doesn't. Or am I reading too much into this? It seems like they want it to work so that you can't pick this one unless it's damaged. Right? It doesn't say pick one that's possible, right? It just says pick one. I don't know. It seems like the intent is pretty clear, but you could weasel your way out of it for a little while. Anyway, regardless, you're probably picking +1 to hit, and then just killing the guy. And then Cacophonic Choir costs 6. Or cast on 6. Pick up to 3 visible enemy units within 6. Roll a die for each target. If the roll exceeds the target's control characteristic, D3. Oh, cool. Control characteristic 1. Up to 3 visible enemy units within 6. If the roll exceeds the target's control characteristic, inflict D3. That's a lot of hoops to jump through, but I guess it could be a bunch of 3 D3s to 3 guys. Alright. The way we read the ability is that you can only pick the heal option if the target is already damaged. Yeah. I think that's what they intend. Or, I think that's what they intend, Mike Scarborough. But I'm thinking of, pick one of the following effects. Alright, I picked this one. If the target's damaged, heal it. It's not damaged, so I won't heal it. Because it's just straight up an effect you're choosing, right? if it said pick one of the following effects, for which it's possible or something. I don't know. I think that's what they mean, is what I'm saying. They probably don't mean for you to heal something that's at full life, but Vulcan Flameseeker. Oh, they spent some time painting these. 6 up ward, 5 up save, 4-inch move, 2 health. The Flameseekers. There are 9 of them. One of them is a Kindle Droth and must replace its weapons with an Ember Teeth. The champion is a Vulcan Rune Pater and cannot replace. Okay. Can I say I don't like that? I don't like that. I think the champion should be able to use the cool weapon. Because there's probably... I bet there's 10 million unit champions in the world right now that are modeled to have the special weapon, because that's how the rule was for the past 8 years. And it's kind of dumb that now everybody has to change that or just ignore what their guy looks like. You know? Anyway. And I don't think it would be too big a deal. Let the champion have the cool thing. Vulcan weapon is 3 attacks, 3s and 3s, 1/1. Anti-monster +1 rend. And Ember Teeth. Crit Mortal Companion. Oh, Crit Mortal, okay. You don't think you can do it if the unit is healthy? I bet that's what they intend. I bet that's their intent. I'll put it that way. Drothmaster. Pick an enemy monster in combat with this unit on a... Roll a die on a 3-up, subtract D3 from the damage characteristic of its companion melee weapons for the rest of the turn. Ooh, okay. That hurts. That hurts a monster. Is this thing like a warband that's not going to be around forever, or is this a legitimate unit? These Flameseekers. Is this some kind of temporary warband, so I should be basically ignoring it because it has a limited shelf life? Which is how I treat all of them. It's a brand new Warcry warband. Okay, so you can play it for a while, but it will be retired, like all of it. It's not Underworld, it's Warcry. Okay. They look cool. I like the look. You know, do this. Have these guys. They've kept all the non-Slaves to Darkness Warcry bands. Okay. Did BOC have one? Never mind. Too soon. Yeah, these are great looking Fyreslayers. The more clothes you put on Fyreslayers, the better you look. We're... Little by little, we're walking towards the answer. With Fyreslayers. Anyway, how do I feel about them? I guess there's like... almost 10 guys, and they got a bunch of 30 attacks, 3s and 3s, 1/1, some anti-monster abilities that aren't nothing. Goodwill Seekers. If they look like this, you would consider the army. I can't wait until they do. This is kind of a reason why I really hope the Chorf rumor is wrong. Because you have a dwarf army that desperately needs you to just admit defeat and give them a cool theme instead. And if they came out with really cool looking Chaos Dwarves, it'd be just another, like, piss in the face of Fyreslayers players. Like, Jesus, you know? They're right there. You could just... take everything a Chaos Dwarf is, right? Like all the aesthetic and the cool and industry and metallurgy, right? And doom trains with guns. Just give that to... and clothes, like having clothes, just give that to Fyreslayers. You know? They need it. Or the Dispossessed in Cities of Sigmar. It'd be such a... It'd kind of be a bullshit if they came out with really cool looking Chorfs and then Dispossessed and Fyreslayers players are like, are we chopped liver over here? What the fuck? Anyway. Getting off my soapbox. And pointy hats? Yeah, well, okay, it's not all good, right? That's definitely stupid. But... And so is how they look. But they wouldn't look like that, I don't think. Auric Hearthguard. 6-up save. What are you doing? I guess you got a 6-up ward, though. 2 health, 6-up save, 4-inch move. The Man Pike. 12-inch range, 2 attacks, 4s and 3s, 1d3 shooting combat. This is like... This is kind of like a big weapon for ranged. 4 dwarf armies seems excessive. It does, yeah. You got one dwarf army with really cool lore and like some cool guys, but you really have to fix that theme. And then you have the Forgotten Dispossessed that are waiting for their human upgrade. And then you have KO that have this whole Steamboy thing. Chill on the dwarf armies. Fix the ones you have. But 4 elf armies is fine? Absolutely not. But we're stuck with them already. And so... don't make the same mistake twice. They'll fix that by removing COS dwarves. That would be sad, because the melting pot is a cool idea. I would love to see it in the rules for once. Note 3.5 armies. Yeah. Anyway, Magma Pikes. These things kind of fuck. Their hits and wounds are, I suppose, wobbly and a little short range, but D3 damage in Rend 1. 2 attacks a model. I think they're a unit of 5. Molten Rock Bolts. Do these still slow monsters? Each time a shooting attack made by this unit scores a Kriat. -1 target's move until the start of your next turn. Cannot reduce the target's unmodified move characteristic below half. Ooh, works on anything, not just monsters. Four dwarf armies is too much? Yes. We are about to get another elf army. I hope not. It's not hard for me to say, yeah, I hope not. We got plenty of elves. Chill on elves, chill on dwarves. In fact, make one of the dwarf armies a lot cooler. By adding in new stuff to it or whatever. Yeah, this is kind of cool. It doesn't just work on monsters anymore. You like to see it. I think these guys are good, maybe. They have no save, but I guess they have a ward. I like them. I like Auric Hearthguard. They were like 110 points back in 3rd. That would be cheap for D3 damage weapons. It would be cheap for D3 damage shooting especially, because most shooting got a lot worse now. Yeah, they did forget to give the COS hammers the entire war scroll. Which was sort of embarrassing for them. Slow and paper thin though, true. Bloodthirster of Unfettered Fury, we saw this already. No, we didn't see this. We saw we saw Insensate Rage. We didn't see Unfettered Fury. Leadbelchers wish they could be a Magma Pike? Yeah. Leadbelchers trash. So, Bloodthirster of Unfettered Fury, 12-inch flyer with a 5-up ward, big dog. Big dog. 16 health, 4-up save. Lash of Corn, 8-inch range for attacks, 3 and 3s, 1d3, shooting combat. Hey, speaking of, this guy's 2 Auric Hearthguard. Let's go. Shorter range, though. 6 attacks, 3s and 2s, 2-4, anti-monster, Rend 1. He doesn't do a lot, but what he does hurts. Axe goes down to 4 when he's half dead. Beckon the Hunt. Your charge phase. Pick a friendly non-unique Blade of Khorne demon to be the target. For the rest of the turn, add 1 to the number of dice rolled when making charge rolls to a max of 3. And you can target yourself. Hey, alright. This is good. Target yourself. Target another Bloodthirster if you feel like it. Like, this guy's not unique, right? It doesn't say a different, it just says friendly. That's you. Ensnaring Lash. Once per turn army, any combat phase. Pick an enemy monster. No, stop, my monsters. The target is in combat with this unit when the target is picked to use fight. It must pick this unit to be the target of the pile-in move. Oh. -1 from hit and wound rolls. Huge debuff. Damn, this guy full, like, rear naked chokes monsters. You must fight me, and you suck. He actually has taunt. This guy's sick. He has an artifact to disable wards on heroes too. Also, can I just say, I just noticed this. Did anybody... I'm looking at chat right now and I'll call people out. Kuhal. I think that's the only one so far. Kuhal is a noticer. Okay. What's the range on this ability? Right here. The 3d6 charge thing. Just pick one, bro. Just pick it. Doesn't even need line of sight. 46 inches over that one, that guy. It's free real estate. This guy just keeps getting better and better. You know what? I like this guy. Like, walk down the lines of the tables to your buddy's table. That one, right there. He's friendly, don't worry about it. That's sick. I bet they just forgot to add the range to it. But that's cool. Wrath of Khorne, Bloodthirster. Yeah, they're all their wheels are the same. They got 5 up wards, 4 up saves, 16 health. These guys are sweet. I like in this edition, they've made a concerted effort to make all the greater demons feel cool. Which is important to me. Hellfire Breath. 2d6 attacks, 2s and 3s, 1/1, shoot in combat. Mighty Axe of Khorne and Blood Flail. 6 attacks, 3s and 2s, 2/4, anti-hero rend. This was anti-monster rend. This is anti-hero rend. Once per turn army, any combat phase, Commander of Tyrants. Pick up to 3 other visible friendly. Okay, this one, visible. The other, don't even need to see him. Also no range. I mean, I guess the range is visible, but... Friendly non-unique Bloodthirster units to be the targets. Add 1 attacks characteristic of each target's melee weapons for the rest of the turn. They only ever have 1 melee weapon. But if it's up to 3 of them, that's kind of cool. And their weapons are always good. You are... Okay, so they want you to do a little Council of Blood cool thing. Cool guy thing. Sure. Just like the old days. Vengeance of Khorne once per turn army, any combat phase. Pick an enemy hero in combat with this unit to be the target. 8 dice, 4 mortals. Sure. Blast the hero. Alright, Bloodthirsters are cool. Still hung up on the idea of a friendly Blade of Khorne anything. Well, it does have to be a demon. It can't be unique, and it has to be a demon. But just pick one, bro, anywhere. You don't even have to see it. Blind Rage. Did you go over Nurgle yet? We saw Rodicus. And he's kind of nice. His Great Rain spell. It's a little bit of a win more spell. It won't do anything if you haven't spread much disease. But if you spread a lot of disease, it's table-wide, D3 mortals to everything, and all of your guys in combat heal. It's kind of a big deal. He's also huge. He's kind of cool. Orgoth's Daemon Spew. 3-up 14. Oh, big, kinda. And he has a 5-up ward. 8-inch move, Slow Boy. Whippermaw's Grasping Tongue. 7-inch range, 133 OD6. Okay. Weird. The Rotaxes. 7 attacks, 3s and 3s, 1-2. Whippermaw's Claws and Maws. Whippermaw's Claws and Maws. You kill 'em, we grill 'em. 5 attacks, 4s and 2s, 2-3. Big weapon. Big weapon. Companion, but big weapon. 1 per army, any combat phase. Well, it would be any once per turn army, because this guy's a unique named, but alright. Roll die, 3-up, add 1 of the wound rolls for combat attacks made by friendly Magkin Nurgle units that target that enemy unit. Nice. That's synergy. Good word. Yep. I'll take it. Hey, that's a buff. Acid Diker. Each time you make an unmodified save roll of 6, inflict the mortal... Okay, kick back mortals. I don't know what this guy costs, but I like him. He's got an inside-out wound roll buff, Rampage, for your men. When you attack him, he punishes you for it. He's quite durable. And his attacks are, hey, alright, like pretty alright. The Claws and Maws particularly. And a lot of Rod Axes. Yeah, this Orgoth's Daemon Spew looks kind of good. Formerly Chuck's, yeah. The Hammers. Can these get the design space of Chorfs? You just, under Chaos, just cross Chaos out and write Order and keep everything else. Can we put resources to that? No champion, no musician, despite this being one. 3-up save, they're big. 2 attacks, 4s and 3s, 1-2. While any friendly Sigmar, Dwarden, infantry heroes are wholly within this unit's combat range, both this unit and those get ward 5. Okay, actually kind of big. 5-up ward for your Rune Priest and this guy. 3-up, 5-up, only 1 health. I don't know who's trying to play Dwarves. The poor souls. No command model is weird, yeah. So is no musician. And then they show a guy blowing a horn. The order ability related to dwarves already gives a 5-up ward too.
Why are we still here?
Okay. Forever a Chorf hater. I don't hate Chorfs. I hate exactly 50% of Chorf enjoyers from 4chan who have soured me on the faction because they think it's funny that they do slavery and look like anti-Jewish propaganda posters from the 1940s. Doom trains are cool and their aesthetic besides the stupid hats. Like their technology, the idea of it is cool. All their models are really bad though. And you got quite a few dwarf factions in the game already that are like drowning. And so it'd be weird to fly past them, you know, and just do something new. But those are basically my full thoughts on it. Obviously, they wouldn't make them look like that, you know, if they remade them. So I don't have to worry about them looking like halfway between Rasputin and a Uden poster. But I still think it's kind of a kick in the teeth to the current dwarf stuff that's been waiting for refreshes forever. All because, like, yeah, it came out in Total War, and so now all the people that play the game want it. I just either put it in Old World or make Fyreslayers cool, or make Dispossessed cool. If the Chorf thing turns out to be true, fine. I'm sure they'll look really cool. It's just like the Dwarfenjors are really annoying. Anyway, Revenant Seekers. 12-inch flying, 5 health, 4 save. Sika Sickle. 3, 3, and 4, 1, 1, crit mortal. 3, 4, and 3, 1, 1, charge plus 1 dam, companion. 6 attacks a model isn't bad. 2 damage on half of them, crit mortal on the other half of them. Fire trains will be included in the combined Fyreslayers and KO army book. That's kind of what I'm saying. It could go in either of those, you know. Dispossessed are going to the old world. Yeah, they could. I just think you want to keep the melting pot in cities, so it's like it's a cool addition to cities, I think. Unless it's just cities are just going to be the human faction moving forward in the long term, in which case, okay, fair enough, right? Coherency range of 2, which is strong. Thrumming with life. Heal 3 end of every turn. That's good. They have 5 health. Unit of 3. Harvester of the Lementiri. Each time a friendly unit wholly within 12 of any friendly Revenant Seeker units uses the rally, you make 9 rally rolls instead of 6. Neat. And that's any friendly unit wholly within 12 of these guys, including themselves, I suppose. Dispossessed can go repossess their place in the old world. So you're not entirely wrong. You're mostly right. But if that's the case, then Chorfs belong in old world too, I think. They're in the Total War video game, and, you know, the people who like the video game like old world, I think, but maybe not. The model's not the idea. Callus and Toll. Who's this? Callus and... Who? Is this from Necromunda? 5 health, 4 up save, 5-inch move, 2 control. They got flintlock pistols. 3, 3, 3, 1, 1. Anti-wizard shooting combat. Azurite blades. 4, 3, 4, 1, 2. Anti-wizzy. Okay, double anti-wizzy. The right tools for the job. Double the damage characteristic units' weapons for attack target wizards, priests, and manifestations. They still have that? Are these the Van Densts? That's what daddy-daughter Van Densts used to do, right? The Van Dentists. The Van Helsings. I like it when stuff says double damage. That's fun, right? Dwarfs are chaos. They wouldn't be in COS. Yeah, but you just change chaos. It's a minor part of their... You know, if you're doing let's do a whiteboard of all the little art snippets and just what this faction could be, much like you started with Tomb Kings and ended up with OBR. You're just shifting around whatever, you know. You can drop chaos super easy from Chorfs. They're called chaos dwarves, but yeah, you know, you can slot them in wherever. The cool part is their industry, their train, car, artillery stuff. You know, you can do whatever. But anyway, I keep getting baited into talking about Chorfs, and so people think I care more than I do. Wily to the last. If this unit has 2 models and would be automatically destroyed, is not automatically destroyed. Oh, word, okay. Instead, 1 is slain. Oh, they dive in front of... Okay, they did the Persona 4 quest, right? Chorf fans are relentless. That's why it's annoying. Yes. I would like to be neutral, but Chorf fans are so annoying. No offense. Even though it's impossible not to take offense at something offensive like that. Anyway, you declared a fight ability for this unit. Get it done. Pick a friendly Toll's Companions unit that has not used a fight ability and is within this unit's combat range to be the target. The target can be picked to use fight immediately. Okay. This is some kind of warband. So, alright. Double damage characteristic. Flintlock pistols and stuff. Oh, a Basilidon. Hey, they kept a 2-up save-ish. Okay, they don't have a 1-up save like that goofy-ass rule used to be, but they're big save. 12 health, 5 move, very slow. Handler's Meteoric Javelins. This is the Arc of Soak Tech one. Which is not the beam, right? This is the snakes. Or maybe it's just both. Maybe it is the beam. 6 attacks, 4s and 4s on 1. Arc of Sotek. 20 attacks. 4s and 5s. No rend 1. Crit mortal. Okay. So, like, you roll a shitload of attacks and you do, like, 4 or 5 mortal wounds. It's the snakes. 4s and 5s? Well, the thing is, you're fishing for mortal wounds. So you're doing like 5 mortal wounds or whatever. 4 mortal wounds. And then like 2 extra damage. It's the snake gun. Once per turn army, any combat phase, pick up to 3 friendly, different enemy units. Within 9. D3 for each, 2 up, mortal damage. Okay. Within 9. So you just like drive this thing up, double park across 2 handicapped spaces, throw 20 snakes at somebody in melee, and then everybody else within 9, you throw even more snakes at them. It's just a snake pinata. This shit's funny. I wonder what it costs. And then we get the solar engine, the singular dinosaur with laser, which is an 18-inch range now, down from like 1,000,000. 3 attacks, 3s and 3s, 2/3, crit 2 hits. Damn, it's rare to find a ranged weapon with rend 2, damage 3. It looks like a Iron Gut melee profile. And then handler's javelins, and then bludgeoning tail. Pick an enemy unit in combat with this to be the target. Roll a die for each model, and the target unit up to a max of 8 for each 5-up immortal. Okay, so you can like horde clear if you get tagged, I suppose. Look, I like dinosaurs with lasers. They're cool. Even if they're looking a little old. It's got a ray gun. These spoilers today make you want to play Seraphon, or try it at least. Yeah, the snake one is more fun. You are right, because it's just snakes. And tail swipe is definitely worse than Arc of Snake Tech, right? As to rolling 20 dice is silly for crit mortals. An 18-inch 3 attacks, 3s and 3s, 2/3 is crit 2 hits. I mean, yeah, crit on 3 attacks, though. Probably won't. No, it's funny. Bastildon's just a funny little guy. Just a funny little guy. In general, for Seraphon, you can usually trust Seraphon. Historically, they have underwhelming warscrolls and crazy overpowered army abilities, and like 1,000,000 of them, that make up for their lukewarm warscrolls and turn them into a real problem. So if you ever see Seraphon warscrolls that look good, be concerned. Hunters of Huan Chi. Hunters of Quan Chi? Mortal Combat Annihilation? Jesus. Man's got a 5-up ward. This is some warband, right? Or is this the replacement for Chameleon Skinks? And so it's kind of like a warband, but actually it kind of replaces a unit, so it's going to stick around like Gorgers. They got bolas and javelins. One of them can get a hunter one. Do they ambush, or is it deep strike? It is deep strike. Pick an enemy unit that was targeted by this unit's star stone bolus. This turn to be the target. Roll a die on a 3-up until starting to subtract 1 from the number of dice roll when making charge rolls. Really good. Pick an enemy unit that has been targeted by it. Okay. Yeah, reduce charge dice by 1 is a really good ability. I actually like these guys. They're kind of like... I kind of like these guys. 6-up save, but a 5-up ward. Decent movement. Some random attacks. Good. Really strong debuff, maybe. They can ambush. I kind of like these guys. I don't know how many more I have to do. But I do need a drink. Please enjoy a commercial break. And get up and stretch those legs. We've been going for 3.5 hours. We might have more to do. BRB. Thanks for watching so far.
Hello there. I'm Mr. Cream.
AC Penny. When it fits, you feel it.
So big you gotta grin to get it in.
Once you pop,
the cream
don't stop.
If it doesn't get all over the place, it doesn't belong in your face.
Deliciously hot, dangerously creamy.
The juice is loose.
She wanted to remember the love they shared for
cream.
Sometimes you feel like a
Stuffed 5 ways.
So my family's looking for beef.
Now, that's what I call
cream, yeah.
Because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough,
and I am the cream.
Then why do we call it big? Because big things go into it.
At the Men's Warehouse.
You got cream.
I guarantee it.
I guarantee it. We back. Next. Oh, the big turtle. Hype. Turtle hype. 5-up ward detected. It's good. The whole warscroll is good. You don't need to read anything else. It's good. They gave it a 5-up ward. That means it's good. 16 health. 3-up, 5-up. The Achelian Leviathan has replaced the Frostlord Stonehorn. The turtle is as durable. 10-inch move, fly. Razor Shell Harpoon launches. 18, 4, 3s and 2s, 1, 3. Anti-monster. Dude, that's good. Yo, Razor Shell Harpoon launchers are good? This shit's good. 7 attacks, 4s and 2s, 2, 3. Crit Mortal Companion. 4 3s and 4s, 1/1. Yo, this attack profile. 7 attacks, 4s and 2s, 2/3 crit mortal. We're playing Oops All Turtles. I'm in. Void Drum friendly IDK units have 5 up ward while they're wholly within 6 of this unit. Why not a terrain feature? No, I'm kidding. Once per turn, army any charge phase. Crushing Charge. Pick an infantry. On a 1, add 1 to the roll if the target unit is 10 or more. On a 3-up, inflict more mortal damage equal to the roll. That's a d6. There's a new Stonehorn in town. And this one's vultures are a lot better. Dude, this shit's sick. 5 up ward? This thing is going to have to cost a lot not to be an auto-include. Says the Monster Mash army guy. But, dude, this thing is hype. Absolutely, hype level is very high. Let's go. I was becoming a little, like, bored reading through all the Warcry stuff, and now this thing is exciting. Let's go. This thing is going to be... It's going to cost, like, 440 points or something. I don't know. It's going to be a lot, I bet. Because everything is good. Alright, Achillean Leviathan is sick. We've seen the Orc Rune Father on Magmadroth, and he was looking pretty cool, actually. Rune Smiter's a priest with a 6-up ward. Got the Roaring Fire Stream. I would think maybe in combat, but I guess not. It's anti-infantry instead. Latch Axe. Rune Smiter can get a Latch Axe? Okay. Bunch of attacks. Blazing Maw. Yeah, it's not a Latchkey Grand Axe. It's a Latch Axe, which is not quite as impressive. It's not 12 feet long either. Runic Empowerment. Pick friendly Fyreslayers unit wholly within 12. Roll die on a 3-up, add 1 to wound rolls for target attacks for the rest of the turn. Good. Just good. Not great to target yourself with, but somebody else, sure. Lashing Tail, pick an enemy unit in combat with it. 2d6 if the roll is equal to or less than the number of models. D3 plus 3 mortal damage. Okay. That's a lot. And then, if you make an unmodified save roll of 1 for a combat attack, you kick back a mortal. Cool. Fyreslayer is kind of feasting. This shit's cool. And Priest 1, you love to see it. Good. Oh, and now we get the Rune Sun, sure. Ancestor Weapons. Anti-Monster Rend. Each time this unit destroys a monster, add 1 to attack's characteristic of his ancestral weapons for the rest of the battle. I don't know how many times that's going to exactly happen, and it's a very tiny bonus, but it's cool, I guess. Dominating Roar. Once per turn, army end of any turn. Pick an enemy monster. If the unit has fewer damage points than the target, subtract 10 from control score. Okay, so this is anti-monster, anti-infantry, and then the Rune Father is anti-both. Neat. Are we trying to go monster hunting with a 10-inch move thing that doesn't fly? Probably not. I kind of like the Priest one, and I kind of like the Rune Father one, and the Rune Sun seems to be kind of drowning in the middle. But I don't play this army, so maybe I'm wrong. Grey Seer on Screaming Bell, 5-up ward, Wizard 2, double Wizard. 15 health, 4-up save. Has some attacks. Actually, quite a lot of attacks. They're all multi-damage at least. Friendly Skaven infantry have 6-up ward while they're wholly within 6. Wholly within 6 is pretty close. Peel of Doom. Roll a die and apply the corresponding effect. Inflict D3 mortal damage on the unit. This unit, okay. Wall of Unholy Sound. Until the start of your next turn, -1 from hit rolls for combat attacks made by enemy units while they're within 13. Big aura. Big -1 to hit aura. Or Apocalyptic Doom. Roll a D3 for each enemy unit within 13. 2-up, mortal... Okay, nice. Peel of Doom, good. Double Wizard, good. 5-up ward, good. A bunch of health and a 4-up save. Some like a ton of damage to attacks as well. 6-up ward for infantry, I suppose, but pretty close. And then Prank Call. Cast on a 6. Pick a visible enemy unit that does not have fly and is within 13. The casting roll exceeds the target's move. Inflict an amount of mortal damage equal to the difference. Dude, Dwarves BTFO, what are you doing to these poor guys? Why is fly immune? Sound waves travel through the air. Why is fly immune? Fly is already great. How come your enemy is rewarded for being better? I don't like it. I know it's gaping chasms, but they could have written anything. I don't like it. It should target fly, and it should peel through the air. Flyers get enough benefit as it is. They're overpowered. I don't like it. Then again, almost anything that flies is impossible to roll over their move characteristic anyway with 2d6, so it really doesn't matter. Like, the slowest flying unit almost ever is like 10, right? So, besides certain Nighthaunt, I guess. Oh hey, Archon. I remember this guy, and we talked about him first. I guess he was in this thing. We already talked about you. Oh, zombies. This is actually big. 6-up ward. Infantry. 1 health, 6-up save, 1 control. Technically have attacks, although you might as well skip them. Mindless Ferocity. Each time a model in this unit is slain by a combat attack and that model was in combat with the attacking unit. Roll die 6-up immortal. Okay. It's only the ones that are in combat, so you can't pull from the blob over here. You have to pull from the ones in the 3-inch circle. And it's on a 6 now. It used to be better than that. It's still chaff that potentially mortal damages your opponent for killing it. Four inches. I don't know. Are these good? Soulblight players, is this good? Or is this so nerfed that it's finally pulled down to earth and it's just good for, like, being generic chaff and not having your opponent crash against the waves and die? Points depending, they are chaff now, yeah. I mean, they were chaff before, they just rewarded you for killing them. You wouldn't run them if they did mortals on a 2-up? Look, I don't like the models either, but a lot of Soulblight players do. Yeah, you still need to do 40 damage to them or more. And you're going to take several mortal wounds. Well, you're going to take a few mortal wounds, maybe. The reason they're good is because they cover a large surface area, and you can't physically move where you want to move. You just have to, like, participate in combat to get through them. And it's the Soulblight player's job to make sure that you never can. Because you keep regenerating them and bringing them back to life, and you finally kill 40 of them, you can bring 20 back. Potentially 40 back if you're playing Nagash, which you're probably not. You just put it somewhere. Just put it somewhere. These guys still do exactly what you want them to. Yeah, they're gonna do like 1 or 2 mortal wounds. If it's against a big enemy unit, they're gonna do maybe 3 or 4. And then they'll just die. But they're wasting your opponent's time. The longer they're fighting this stupid crap, the less time they're fighting anything else or going anywhere else. That's their job, and they're good at it, and Chaff is good. If you didn't have 90 skeletons, you'd probably run a block of 40 of these. Probably choose one or the other, right? What did the skeletons get? They get Brend. Deadwalker zombies are meant to purely just die, but they'll do a mortal damage or 2. And then skeletons are meant to purely die also, but sometimes they get rend. So some of their attacks might land. Okay. Yep, it's great. It's the central part of your army that you build everything else around. Or you just play a bunch of Velocitas and go really, really elite and issue kind of what you're supposed to be doing. Alright, I think that's all the pictures. That's all the pictures of warscrolls. Depending on the points, you're running either 120 or 160 still. I would probably lose to that. I'm going to be honest with you. I would probably just lose to that. I don't think I can do that much damage. I don't think I can physically move through it, given an entire game. That's the point. That's why it's good. Skellies can still come back too. Did they remove the recursion from skeletons? I don't know if it's on the skeleton's war scroll, but almost every ability in Soulblight's like battle traits talks about bringing stuff back to life in several different ways. There's a lot of recursion still. A lot. I don't think you'll be without. We have the following documents on Discord Giga News and Leaks. Okay. We'll continue to probably collect these here and there, but mostly just for people to read it if they would like to. At the very next week, we're getting all the indexes and stuff. The things that we have right now, last time I checked, are Fyreslayers, Gits, Ironjaws, Khorne, Cruel Boys, Nighthaunt, Nurgle, OBR, Ogre Mawtribes, Seraphon, and most of Sylvaneth. That is to say, if you're interested in those armies, go ahead and get in the Discord, past the simple puzzle that requires reading, and check them out on your own time. Now that we've gone through all these, any Dark Elf scrolls? Not that I've seen so far. I haven't seen them. They might be out there. You took Rocket Tyrant out one more time over the weekend. 10th GT with the list. Came within a 5-up redeploy in round 5, turn 4. Taking down the whole thing. 10 GTs with the Rocket Tyrant in 3rd edition. 9 4-1s. The list just couldn't get the final. Couldn't take that last step. But also always did great. Yeah, Rocket Tyrant is hilarious. I love it. I love Rocket Tyrant. I don't like Kragnos because I'm a known Centaur disliker. And he's not even Ogre. But mechanically, the shit's hilarious. And so I like it because of that. And I'm glad we got a chance to do something fun. Every edition, Ogres get to do something fun that is taken away from them next edition. It's just the life. And so fine. They fought like warrior poets, but they could never seal the deal. Kragnos, thanks you for your support. I mean, I played with him too. I just used monster trucks instead of tyrants, even though that was actually, I actually think, worse. I think it was I think the tyrant list was better. But I'm all in on this truck business. Where are we finding this info? My Discord. Please enjoy. Where are we finding it for my Discord? Just all over the place. People's YouTube videos, translated Spanish YouTube videos, AOS coaches Discord, Ask Me Anything, all over them. We're just like grabbing it. We're just grabbing it from wherever and posting it into Giga. We got the miners in the content engine, just looking for it. Yeah, remember the joke. In BCR, Kragnos is an aircraft carrier, but with Tyrants, he's a medium long-range missile. Or no, sorry, MLRS. I thought you were going to type that, so I said it. Anyway, chat, thanks for watching. Good 4 hours. We got another, like, 9 things to look at, but those are entire armies. Go ahead and look at it in the Discord if you want. I'm going to be doing the full everything when we have all the nice pictures to see, so SJ can chop it up nice next week with the indexes. I'll probably be streaming almost every day next week, I think. I think this is the plan. How do you guys feel about this plan? I guess just tell me in Discord or in chat if you feel like it, but Monday is like points day, it seems, and some other stuff. And so that'll be like a normal stream. And then Tuesday, we just go over all the indexes that come out Tuesday. And then Wednesday, same thing. Thursday, same thing. So on and so forth, you know. I might have time to do that. The Thursday reveals might have to happen Friday instead. But anyway. Yeah, the flats yearn from the mine. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the subs and the bits. I appreciate it. TYVM 4th edition looking kind of good, man. I'll release a schedule later on so people know when's happening with what. But anyway, thanks for watching. And I might just raid somebody if I can find them in 1 minute.